Think it's taking forever to start. Listen, I'm Mr. CKB. This is not a lawyer show. This is a show about a lawyer, particular one with for more than a decade. I better say we call it legal business, baby. Listen, I'm remote right now, so there's no bells, there's no whistles. I didn't bring none of that stuff with me. I didn't actually know what I could have oh, let me see something. Let me just space for something. Let me see something. Yeah, I could have brought it, but I did it because it's too much, right? But listen, we here. It's a Saturday. It's your time, three something, my time, another time, right? I'm a few hours ahead, so it's gonna get. Bear with me if I'm a little tired because I'm still a little jet lagged a bit, but I get through with this. But what we talking about? What we talking about? We talking about Tiffany Henyard. We talking about the aftermath, the after effect of the historic loss, to say the least, right? We're talking about the historic loss of Tiffany Henyard, and she lost horribly. I wouldn't even want to call this a landslide. This is like an avalanche. She lost an avalanche style, and it was so unfortunate because if you ask her, if you ask her, you couldn't tell her she was going to fucking win, but she lost. In any event, before I get into that, let me get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 in the chat because sometimes I get the yig yakking and the clacking, and on occasion, just on occasion, y'all can't hear me. So let me get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 in the chat because sometimes I get the yig yakking and clacking on occasion. Just on occasion, y'all can't hear me. So I want to make sure y'all can hear me because sometimes this stuff don't work the way I want it to work. A lot of times it don't. But we're gonna bear with it. We're gonna bear with me if I don't. So I want to make sure that I'm loud and clear as I get through with this whole shenanigans we call Tiffany Henyard. Okay, Jalicia, I see you. Okay, Jalicia is in the building. She said she can hear me. That's cool. Just want to make sure we're clear, we're loud and clear, right? Want to make sure we're loud. What the fuck is up with this damn computer? I touched the slightest thing, this thing start tripping out. Right. So I don't know, man. Like it's interesting because like Tiffany Henyard, I think for the entirety of her, not the entirety, but for maybe 75% of her position as the mayor and supervisor has been in nothing but turmoil, scandal, chaos, backbiting. And it's unfortunate because it's all within her own group, the group that she pushed, the group that pushed her. Right? It's really unfortunate how this thing unraveled under her, right? Because she could have done some really wonderful things, some beautiful things for this town. She could have been the administration for the very well next, I don't know, 10, 20 years, if anything, depending upon how she moved, of course. Change is always something that's certain, right? And it just didn't work out for her, right? And it's so unfortunate because she like at the tail end of her campaign, tail end of her position as the mayor, she started to like really direct her attention on what the trustees was or was not doing, particularly, right? She started to divert her attention on this kind of quasi conspiracy. She started to divert her attention on the idea that, her failures wasn't because of her own doing, but rather because of the trustees' intentional interference with her mayorship. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of it, as we learn, wasn't necessarily true. Even though she had some points that weren't necessarily true. We're going to touch a little bit of that, just as well as we're going to touch a little bit of the candidacy, the election, and then also we're going to touch the aftermath, the after effect of it. And it's not it's not been good. It's not been good, right? But so we left off last week. We was talking about her rap video, and it's ironic because it's almost like a joke. She kind of treated this whole thing as like a joke. Let's look at how she started her day in the. Let's look at how she started her day in the for the election. Check this out.
But I can't give them the power because only God gets the glory. Who are you?
Look at this shit. This is ridiculous.
Who are you? I can hear you. Who are you? No. Who
This is how she started. This is how she pulled up.
Make sure you go follow, share.
Like, you know, it's like a slap in the face. I tell you, like, it's really like a slap in the face when everything is just a game. Because this isn't like we're trying to get a crowd riled up for a football team game for your high school, your local high school. It's homecoming, right? This isn't like, you know, you're pushing your little daughter to beat that little boy in wrestling. This is politics. You are trying to convince a group of people that your leadership is in their benefit. And the fact that she's like still in this like preteen kind of, you know, perspective, right? Oh, I'm going to get him with the rap video. And I said this, I'm like, yo, listen, like I you know, when you look at the total overall amount of people that could have voted, 20 some odd thousand people. And last election, when she ran against, when she won, the turnout was very, very small. It was like 2,700 people. This turnout was it's a little more, it's more grander, as Instrom said. It wasn't crazy, but, you know, the turnout was what it was. So I was like, yo, she has about roughly 75%, 80% of people who did not turn out, who were registered voters, who did not turn out to vote, that she could attack. She could not necessarily attack, she can go after, she could target, right? That could be her target demographic of newly informed constituents. And, you know, it's unfortunate that when we look at Black people, particularly Black people who we perceive to be potential voters, it's like we treat us like we're just like dumb street toughs. Like the only way we could get our attention is rap music or weed or pizza or whatever the fuck nonsense. It's almost like they look at us as if we can't like interpret or we can't understand or it's too much for us to know what's in our best interest for the local taxes, what's in our best interest for the schooling, why we would want this superintendent, why we would prefer that principal, why we need these kind of subjects in the school, why we need this kind of infrastructure for the community. It's almost like, no, they wouldn't understand that. So let's just give them rap. And that's that, you know, it's you know, when you look at the bigger picture, when you look at the federal election with Trump and Kamala Harris, it's almost like when you're speaking about our white counterparts, it's okay, we're going to talk about, you know, tariffs, and we're going to talk about, you know, abortion. But when we're speaking about us, let's give them some weed things, or let's you know, we're gonna give it to the Black men. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, talk to us about what you're actually gonna do for us, right? And I you know, I personally, even though I don't have no dog, if I have no interest in Dolton Township, but just looking at it, and I'm like, damn, if I was a resident there, like, what the fuck is she rapping? Like, I don't want to see my politician rapping. I don't want to see my politician doing anything but politicking. Right? I don't want to see that. The people I vote for, I do not want to see them starting a podcast. I don't want to see them on TikTok dancing and high-fiving. Right? I also don't want to see these edited videos about how you're helping the people, you're giving them back, giving some fucking turkey. Like, I want to see results. Not a projected results, but actual results. I want to see the grade GPA of the average student and the high schools overall go up, right? I want to see sponsors come to our local college. I want to be able to see some nationally televised games. I want to see the religious sectors, even though it's a constitutional split between, you know, religion and state, but I still want to see a religious connection of the community at large, regardless of whatever your denomination may be or your religious perspective may be. I want to see that. I want to see actual infrastructure. I want to see less baby mamas and more married couples. I want to see less tight pants wearing motherfuckers on the corners and more fitted jeans, man, and maybe at a construction site, if that's your advice. I want to see more people like me in law school. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see, oh, look at me, I can do the whatever the new dumb dance is today. Like, I don't, you know, and it's really unfortunate. It's really, 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 really unfortunate how this day turned out with her, because she has so much promise, right? And it's not like she was all by herself. Like, listen, you may not want to accept it, but Jason House supported her. Like, remember this video that I showed? I showed this video last time. Where's that video at? Let me see if I can find it. I showed this video last time. Where is the video? I can't fucking find it, damn it. Hold on, let me see. I think I do. Let me see something. Do I have it? I thought I had the video ready to go. But I showed the video last time of Jason House, endorsing her. And remember, very same trustees that's against her were the very same trustees that she was pushing. That was actually supporting her. So it was a communal effort that she started with people who are relatively bright, people who are people that had some ethics behind them. And it's just like fall to the depths of hell. Forget the wayside, to the depths of hell. Like, what is that about? And you know what's so crazy? You know who I'm interested on? Who I want to know the status of? Like, you know who I want to know? What are they going to do now? Take a wild guess. Can anybody guess who I'm thinking about? That I want to know, what are they going to do now that Tiffany is not in office? Can the chat, can you help me? I want to know who you think I'm thinking about with this loss. The most important figure in her administration. That's not a part of her administration, but is a role of administration. Doesn't necessarily have a title per se, but he's in the midst and he's in the middle of it. I want to know if you guys could guess, could think, could read my mind in terms of who I'm curious to know what's going to happen with. Let me see if I can find a picture. Nah, fucking, we're going to talk about the boyfriend in a minute too. Where is that damn picture? Here we go. You know who I hold up, this is not it. Where the hell is it at? Oh, fuck, I don't have it up. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find, hold on, Doug? What's his name? What's the name I use, though? What's the name I use, Val? Val said Thug. What's the name I use, Val? It's no. It's another name. It's another name. It's another name that I would typically use for Thug or type heads. Let me see if I can find. I have to find it. Man, did I put it up though? I thought I had this shit up and ready to go. I didn't put it up. Let me see. Let me see if I can find. This is not him. Hold up. Nobody guessed it so far. I have a specific name that I call him. Not Mr. Henyard. Who the fuck is that? You want the father? I don't fuck about the father. The father gonna be all right. Who am I thinking about? When I said I want to know, I admitted to the idea of thug and definitely type head. So he comes off as a thug and he comes off, and he definitely wears type heads. Remember Jedediah Brown was talking about, how are you gonna press me or call me gay when you wearing your daughter's clothes? Right? Not Mr. Henyard. Boyfriend. Did anybody know I can't guess this shit? I'm surprised I can't guess. I speak about dude all the time. I speak about him all the time. And I don't have, let me see, what you got? I'm just messing around. I'm trying to figure, I thought I had that shit ready to go. Now I feel like pulling it down. Okay, but what do I call him? What is the name that we have for him? What's the name that we have for him? Yeah, that's the name. That's the name. But what is the name that we know him as? Oh my God. I can't believe y'all don't know the name. Am I going to say it? Boots. Remember I kept calling him Boots? There we go, Boots. Yeah, so it's a lot of things going on with this administration, and then it's like so, and it's really unfortunate because it's almost like her loss was relatively inevitable. And it's crazy because I don't know, call her narcissistic or call her just some pathology going on with her. But I was watching her throughout the course of the day, like I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm moving about, and I would tap in every so often to see what's going on with her on the 25th, the day of the election. And I remember I made this post when she lost. Right, this is the post that I made when she lost. So I made this post when she lost, right? And I did this post. It was around 9 something. This is when they posted it, when she lost by a landslide, right? Jason House topples Dolton. Mayor Tiffany Henyard in a landslide, bringing her embattled tenure to a close. She lost by 12, 82 to 12%, and whoever else got the remainder, or 88 to 12, whoever's got the remainder. And I remember watching this though. I remember watching this. Check this out.
Hey guys, come on in. Come on in.
Right there. Look at that expression. Look at this expression right here. Right? Just look at that. Look how she makes these long, kind of like deep breath expressions.
Yes. Come on in, guys.
No. You see it?
We're almost to the finish line.
Look. You see how she keep doing that? That like it's like these really deep pauses. Hey, look, just keep looking.
We got 1 hour. Yep, 1 hour.
Yo, do y'all see that? Yo, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? She's looking like, just think about this. Imagine going out on a blind date, right? Before you go out on this blind date, you've had extensive conversations with that blind date perspective. You spoke about life. You spoke about your future. You spoke about your past, secrets. You really develop a bond with that blind date. And then it's like, you know what? I think we should meet up. I think we should, maybe grab something light, just hang out. Let's just get to know each other. And you go meet that person. And it's a catfish, right? And you have that you have that face that because you don't really know what to say. You don't know how to. You don't want to. You don't want to be rude, right? But at the same time, you like, nigga, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is you? What are you, right? That's the expression that she's giving. Hey, look at this. Look at this.
Final countdown. 1 hour for the polls close.
Look at her face.
Come on in. This is your super mayor, Tiffany.
I want to know this. And now she did this. I was looking at her. She posted this, I think, on her Facebook. Right? Let me see if I can go to her Facebook. I think she posted this. Let me see. Let me go to her Facebook right quick. Tiffany here. I think let me see. Let me pull this. Did I pull it up? Do I have it here? Let me go to her Facebook. I want to see. I think she posted like 8 something. Tiffany Henyard. I think she posted this like 8 something. Let me see. When did she post this? All right, here we go. So this is her Facebook, right? Let me pull this up. So this is her Facebook, right? And look, this is the same video. Look, she posted it at 8:08, right? So now 8:08 was essentially when the polls were closed. Actually, let's go to the polls. Do they have a time when they close it? No, they don't have a time. There's no time here. But going back to this, she posted this at 8:08. I posted my thing on my page at 9:20, about an hour and some change after she posted it. Right now, I didn't know she had this sad ass video up. I didn't know she did this. Right? I didn't know she did this. My question is, do y'all think she knew? Do y'all think she knew when she did that? Like that, hey guys, come down and vote, get your late voted. Do you guys think she knew at that time that it was over? Right? I think, you know what? I remember looking at something at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I was coming from Manhattan. I remember I was coming from Manhattan, headed home. And I saw something on my phone. Maybe somebody sent me something that the numbers was like 1,700 to like 300 or something like that, Jason House's way, at like 7:00. Right? Now we went over the numbers in terms of the voter turnout and how many people typically turn out. 20-something thousand people that's registered voters. And last year, it was about roughly 3,000 people that voted. This year was obviously a little bit more than that. I think this year I had the numbers up a little earlier. Let me go to the numbers right quick. The numbers said this year, yeah, it was almost 4,000 people voted for Jason House and 537 people voted for Tiffany Henyard. So now we're standing that fact. Last year, it was about 3,000 people, maybe 3,000 some odd people, right? Or give or take a few hundred. I know she knows that at the rate of 1,700 to 300, it's over. I know she knows that because, listen, she knows her base. Don't get it confused. Remember, she's been a trustee since 2013, 2012. She's been in this game forever. So she knows the turnout. So my question is, if she knows that at like 6 o'clock, again, 6 o'clock, the voter, let me see, I want to know if I saved that on my phones. I think let me see something. I may have saved that shit. I may have saved that. Let me see. Did I save it? Let me see. I don't know. I may have saved that. Let me see. No, that's not it. No, that is it. No, that's not it. But let me see if I saved that. No, I don't think I did. I thought I saved it. But she knows at 6 o'clock, the numbers are 1,700 to 300. You know it's over. So my question is, why would you go at 8 o'clock? Hey guys, like who the fuck you think is showing up? Yes, it's a possibility that somebody may show up because you have 20-something thousand registered voters, but it's never been no crazy turnout ever. Right? It's never been 5,000 people voting, 6, 7, 10, 13. It's never been that. And that, you know what? And that's a shame. It's a shame because that says something about the administrations there. Like people should truly be vested in what's happening with their own reality, their life. People ought to be vested in that. Now, the problem with that is the only way people get invested in it if they can have some vested interest in it. Like I have no vested interest in what a group of nuns is doing today. No vested interest, right? And the reason why I have no real vested interest in what a group of nuns are doing today is because there is no nuns pushing any agendas that I could have an interest in or I could benefit me in any capacity. That's why I don't know what the fuck some nuns are doing. I know they exist. I'm aware of them, right? Some of them are bad, some of them are cute, but I ain't getting into that, right? But because they're not pushing any agendas or they're not advocating anything that I think will be a benefit to me or I could benefit from or I have an interest in, I have no clue what's going on with them, right? So here you have 20-some-odd thousand people that you are in charge of, mind you. It's mind-boggling that you're not pushing interest. You're truly not doing the door-to-doors. You're not like, I don't understand that because you're not talking about presidential elections where you got millions of people that you got to tap into, where you learn about the electoral college. And these small little primaries, it's one man, one vote. One man, one vote, right? Like, rather than doing these dumbass rap videos, go door to door. Hey, what is it that you need? And don't do that on a day or days leading up to the election. You do that throughout the course of your tenure, right? And it's just mind-boggling to me. It's really, really mind-boggling, right? So, let's just look at something. She lost the election, and this was the coverage of her loss. Oh, let me pull it this way. Here we go. Let me stop it right there. So if Tiffany Henyard was a no-show at her own election party, I want to know what time was that? Because she posted that, hey guys, come vote for me at 8 o'clock. the night of the election. Polls are closed already, right? So if you posted that at 8 o'clock, what was the purpose of doing that, right? If you truly, oh yeah, we in it, we got it. If you truly believe that, why post that? If you truly believe that there's a chance that you wasn't aware, that there's a chance that you could possibly win, why aren't you at your party? Because that's the night of. This isn't like today, fucking Saturday, days later. That's the night of. This report here. This report here is the night of. Like, I'm trying to figure out why post this if you're not there, right? Why post that? If you're not there, why post this?
You're the people's mayor.
Crystal, where the fuck are you at, by the way?
In the village of Dolton, and we are talking about the last hour.
She says she's live in the village of Dolton. Where the hell is this at? I need somebody that really knows these terrains, right? I really need to know somebody that really knows these terrains, because I'm curious. So she's like some vacant park, and she had you look at the background. Let me just go back to it. If you look at the background, it's almost like, I don't know what the fuck she's at. Like, where is she? Like, where is this? I'm trying to figure out where the fuck she's at. Hold on, look like a baseball field or something. There's lights in the background. Like, I don't get this. Anyway, let's go back to what this guy was saying. Let me go back a little bit. Look at her expression. This is the expression I actually took for the thumbnail. Like, the thumbnail I use has this. Let me show you the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail, right? This expression, this like sense of defiance, right? This expression of defiance. You know what this expression kind of caused me to believe? This expression caused me to believe. Let me pull this down. That expression caused me to believe that it's something else going on in her mind. But we get into that later. We get into that a little bit later. Let's get it. Let's finish this up. Let's go back to
currency and
let me keep more. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember. Let me pull this out. I remember it being like a really, really hostile meeting. Right? They had a townhouse meeting on one of the agendas, and it was centered around, which we're going to get into, about this whole subpoena and a federal investigation. It was centered around those properties that she purchased. Right? It's a lot of heat, a lot of buzz surrounding properties and potential bribery allegations, potential pay-for-play allegations, true political corruption, right? I don't know if you guys remember. Let's check it out. Just check it out a bit. It gets really hostile. But in this actual meeting, one of the trustees say something that I don't know if people really caught. The meeting is about 15 minutes, so we're going to watch it, and I'm not going to necessarily jump back and forth because it's hilarious. And I chopped it up a bit, right? But one of the trustees says, Kiara specifically, right, say something that really, really jostled my mind. And I was like, is that right? Right? Because I look, so many ways, it's the little things with me. And I look at things from a true legal perspective. I look at things as if I was a prosecutor and I came across this information, what would I do with this? How would it benefit my investigation? If I was one of these federal prosecutors, how would this benefit my investigation? Remember, I know a lot of prosecutors. I know them very fucking well. And the way they look at things, the way they like meticulously say, oh, I could use that. Oh, I could use that. Oh, pencil that. Oh, that's a potential asset. That's a potential defendant. That's a potential co-defendant. Like, they really meticulous. And it's, people don't know what they're doing when they're doing it as a matter of law, particularly when they're telling on themselves. But let's check this out. It's a few things that happen, right? You had a lot of the people from the town kicking Tiffany Henyard's ass about what she ain't doing. And then you had Tiffany Henyard bouncing back as she should, right? She defended herself. And then the trustees and even clerk, Alicia Key, I think that's her name is, say some stuff about, what she does and she doesn't do or what have you. But let's just look. Let me pull this up. And let's just check this out. You guys may have seen this before, but there's a few things that I wanted to pull out to this because it's really relevant to this current investigation.
Makeup in your own style. Why would you think that the residents have to pay for that? You are so stupid. Surviving here. This administration is
stupid.
Shameful.
Yo, you may not notice, but when she came in, she actually had a wig on. When she came in, she pulled her wig off to wig out. She literally pulled her wig off, right? Like she came in, wig on and all that, and yanked the shit off. And then when she got up to the podium and started saying what she's saying. But listen.
Y'all are a disgrace because you know what? Y'all getting RICO charges. Y'all getting RICO charges because y'all have conspired to lie to the residents. You all have been stealing property. That property that's built on that corner, Mayor, you so silly. You didn't even have the nerve enough to bring it to the board, bring it to the citizens. You didn't even make sure that the town,
shout out to you, baby.
The residents got the jobs over there on that construction site. But you know why? Because you doing pay to play, baby. They paying you. That's why you're doing pay to play. The reason the business people didn't get their business license because they wouldn't pay to play with you. That is why. And the FBI know. They know everything you doing. And baby, you better come with those receipts because if you don't, you probably played Kwame. Y'all played him. But the FBI sure enough gonna be knocking on your door at your house, coming to get your ass at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And I feel as a young Black woman, you have told us time and time again that you have the receipts. And that's all this is really about, being transparent, being open, being honest. It has nothing to do with shaming a Black woman in power, nor shaming the super mayor, as you so infinitely call yourself, with a whole bunch of flyers and billboards. Yeah, the little heart was cute, but I really don't appreciate the way you played my son out of his money for the little dance camp that you also promised him that everyone else does not know about. It's not that we're stalking the Black woman in power. It's just the wrong Black woman, a Black woman who does not know how to manage finances.
Mr. Delgado, unasked that seat. You got $1.2 million between us and the township. You can go home and play with your checkbook or whatever you play with. But sitting up there, you need to go. You don't protect us. You don't represent us. You represent the mayor. First of all, it is misconduct. And if there's anything I can do about it, it's going to be done. You represent the mayor against the people's trustees. What kind of bullshit is that? And you call yourself our lawyer.
So what kind of bullshit?
You call yourself our lawyer. It tells me what you think of us, that you show up here. And the same thing with you, Keith. The nerve of you all to put your asses in front of us when you disrespect us the way you do.
I would want to say this because you've always said, let me educate y'all. Let me educate y'all. You know, and it's insulting. I mean, what are your credentials? You don't have the wherewithal to educate a preschooler, and you're trying to educate us who have degrees and other things. I mean, it is insane.
Listen, let me stop it right there. They are coming with a lot of. Listen, this continues for like a half hour. Like they are wilding on her. And you know what's so crazy about these meetings? First off, this is a process. So it's not like they're just up there because they bombarded. The process of meeting, when you have these agendas, you have to afford the constituents, the people, the opportunity to be heard, especially when it comes to matters that concerns them. They have a vested interest. So these people are coming up, really supposed to be talking about what's on the agenda, but they're coming up spewing a lot of vitriol. And you know what the point of that is? What I would get from that, if I was in that position, if I was in those shoes, I would truly take heed to that. Like, I don't know, what is the disconnect between politicians and the constituents when the constituents aren't happy with the politicians, right? At the same time, I don't understand the disconnect between constituents who's mad at another politician who are dogmatically affixed to their political party is because of that. It's a real weird kind of relationship. Right? Like as a constituent, you want your politician to be transparent. You want your politician to be forthcoming, right? Not, omitting facts, not, you have to twist their arm, they get some forthcoming, transparent information, right? Because it benefits you. But at the same time, could they really be forthcoming and transparent? Politicians, they have to do what's in their best interest of themselves, their family, as well as the constituents. Obviously, the constituents come first. But at the same time, like they're coming through, for them to be able to pull these things that they're doing, they have to make deals and they got to rub shoulders, they got to do all this other stuff. So if I was her, if I was advising Tiffany, if I was in her legal team or what have you, or if I had the ability to be a part of her political pursuits, I would, listen, you don't hear what these people are saying? This isn't just rah, rah, rah. Like they're saying shit specific. They're making specific allegations about activities that they're saying you partook in. And it's based on material fact. It's based on actual documentary, provable evidence. Stuff that they can foil and get. Stuff that the news, so many different news outlets has actually published. You have a whole Dolton Facebook group chat that all they do is publish shit about this. Go check that. Instead of this dumbass bullshit podcast you got, go to that. Right? Like I get it, you want to maintain a certain level of positivity. You want to maintain some solace on an idea that you have it together, that you're strong, black power and all this shit. But hold on, what the fuck is this? Give me a second. Oh, you want to maintain a certain level of strength and fortitude to let your people know, whomever that's still supporting you, that you still got it. But listen, man, out of the 4 people that support you, including Boots, right? It's thousands of others who don't support you, whose voice is there. The people that's not supporting you people that supporting you aren't showing up because they don't want to get bombasted. They don't want to get dog walk for supporting you because people are what they are. Like, unfortunately, when you're talking about these kind of things, people are, group follow. They mob up, right? And it's not like a bad thing if we have similar interests, right? As they say, my enemy and your enemy is my friend, right? My enemy of your enemy is my friend, or whatever the term is. Like that's kind of what it is. I don't honestly think all of these people that voted for Jason House is really for Jason House. It's no different than the whole Trump thing. You have people who didn't vote for Trump, not because they support Kamala Harris, but it's simply they don't like Trump, or they don't like white people, they don't like men, or whatever the circumstance may be, right? So it could be very well the reality that this 2,000, 3,000 plus people, maybe 4,000, close to 4,000 plus people that voted against her was just simply against her, right? And Jason House didn't even have to rally the troops and do this really entrenched campaign because of all of the heat that she was already facing. So that said, if I was a part of it, if I was Boots, rather than me kicking up on Jedediah Brown or me filling out these phantom petitions to keep people out of the campaign, I would, let's see what's up. I'm outside anyway. Let me go door to door. Let me see what's up. Let me get a part of the mass mail or send out a mass email out on something. Let's do let's do things. Let's crowd control. Let's control this shit. Get some PRs, right? Let's see what's up with the trustees. Work with the trustees, right? It's really bizarre. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue this. Hey, so let's get the likes. 140 people. I just checked the likes. It's like 30 likes. Can I get the likes up, please? I need to at least get 70 likes. It's 39 likes. It's 140 people. Let me just get at least half of it. Let me just get 70. So let me get 40 more likes. I need that. I don't ask for much. Let me just get that, right? Let me just get the likes. All right, let's get back to the this video.
Hey, please retire that phrase. It's egregious at this point. Let me educate y'all. I don't understand it. And then, you're always saying, fake news, they hating on me. Fake news. We're like, why would anyone just want to hate on the mayor? You have to give them a reason to want to hate you, and you've given everyone several. You're not accountable. You don't respect people that have a different opinion or opinion that
goes against yours, you're not qualified at this point. You're not qualified for that seat for various reasons. We're not even going to talk about like the grammar. I mean, that's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Keith Freeman, let me not forget about you and that deer in headlight look you had on the news. And I hope you get everything that's coming to you. Chief Lacey, you're bogus. I saw the whole live with Jedediah. You literally concocted a story and you went and you made a report based on your imagination, basically, because what you said did not happen. He was live and people were watching live. So like I don't know. I mean, I can't understand why you would just so blatantly, knowing your position, knowing the oath that you're sworn to, disrespect a citizen for no reason, really. I mean, other than a personal reason. You didn't have a legal reason. It's just a matter of time. Time is ticking. People are waiting. And people are going to celebrate. I'm going to be right there.
And that's the thing that I know that people don't like to give credit when credit's due. You have one.
You know how crazy. Let me stop it right there. So here you have. I counted at least 5 people that we spoke of. Remember, this is a chopped up version. Because remember, these town hall meetings be hours long. I chopped it up just to get some of those, constituents, the residents, the citizens of Dolton to speak, right? So you can hear their perspective, their raw, true feelings. Some projected, some spoke about definitive acts that Tiffany Henyard did. Some spoke about critiques. Some critique Tiffany Henyard about things she do. A variety of different things. In response to that, you would think, as the politician, as a seasoned professional politician, again, Tiffany Henyard's been doing this shit since 2012, right? 2013, 2012, she was a trustee. She knows the ropes. She's not new to this, right? It's not Barack Obama. He gets becomes senator, he becomes. It's not like that. Tiffany Henyard's been doing this for a very long time. She's seen the throes that these mayors put people through, or these people of power put people through in their response thereof. So it's not like she's oblivious to it. You would think that you have all of these people that come up and make these particular statements, that she would address it in a way of, hey, you know what? I appreciate that. And I apologize that, I just don't see it eye to eye, but just giving me some time and I will, something like that. Some humility there. But in response, check this shit out. Check out her response.
Every case, and you made sure the village has been victorious throughout it all. And I just love you for sticking with us. So thank you so much for that, because people don't want to give you your flowers and your credit when you do. And for those,
she's talking about the lawyer, by the way, that lawyer that was criticized. She's talking about that lawyer, but let's go.
Don't know, he is called a super lawyer, just like your super mayor. How about that? He's going to super jail, just like the super mayor. Well, you have to check your pipes and then take a picture of it and send it back to the company. These are all things under my administration that we have done and secured for our community. A lot of other positive things.
So essentially what she did was, rather than really address the point, she mocks the lady, talking about this is a super lawyer, just like I'm a super mayor. And of course, as you heard the lady say, the lady said, and you're going to super jail. It's just unfortunate because, listen, a resident, a citizen, a constituent is going to be who they be. But as the politician, as the person that you're the top cop as the mayor, as the top cop, there's a certain level of professionalism that you have to have. You can't, it's not game time. This isn't, let's play time, right? This is something that you're supposed to be really, 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 really serious about. But anyway, let's continue.
Things that you got coming up is unity amongst community. That's us rebuilding our community, telling people what's going on, telling the things that's open for them and different options. Next, we have the Dolton tax levy. You can play that one. So I want to dispel some of the lies and some of the rumors that you guys always get, because you get a ton of rumorville. And that's why a lot of people come and listen to me, because they don't hear the mess in the background. A lot of people tell one side of the narrative, but you guys never come and get the other side. A lot of times this board sells you off of fake news, which is they come out and they film things and they put our community in a bad light. At the end of the day, guys, I say this and I mean this. We have to still live here. When they leave, we have to fix what's broken. And you cannot up chaos, keep up mess, and bring it to your community and point the finger. And I don't think it's three more not pointing back at you. So what I try to teach is I lead with love, and I try to educate the public on the things they don't know. Thank you so much. On the things that they don't know, such as your taxes. I know this last board meeting, I see Trustee House left because he said that he did not vote to increase your property taxes. Yet the board put out that I raise your taxes. I don't even vote for taxes, but the board voted and raised your property taxes. But I want to show you this because at the end of the day, like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I want to show you in black and white, and I always tell you, do your homework. You can FOIA it. You can go check it out. You can get the ordinances. That way you'll see who is doing what instead of being misled. Because right now, guys, you have been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been led astray. You've been all these things, and I'm trying to show you what it is that you're missing. Okay, guys, let us finish. Okay, so here we go. Play the video so you can see that every single year this board, including Trustee Belcher, Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee Jason House, raise your property tax.
Why she mentioned Kiana?
And I've been
why does she think? I'm gonna stop right there. Why does she think? Out of all the people to mention, she think saying Kiana Belcher was some way a part or had her fingers involved in the tax issue and not think Kiana is going to respond to this. Listen to this shit. This is going to get real hot. It's going to get real hot. Real hot. Check this out.
Day one, and this is the evidence to show you that no matter what, they raise your taxes. No matter what they tell you, what lie they put out, they raise your property taxes. And this is me at one of my meetings. Once again, I have meetings on it, and I explained to them how the taxes got raised. What did they do? Who raised the property taxes? Because at the end of the day, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. That's what you understand. The next board meeting we had, which was January 26th. When I say that the clerk all filed and all voted for the tax levy for $15 million, and you did not send that in. You sent in for $11 million and not the $15 million that the board voted for here. But this is what all we saw. It was myself, it was everybody here, but they only turned in the tax levy for $11 million, shorting us by $4 million. And this is what I'm talking about when they go do secret squirrel meetings without the entire body and we don't know about it and we find out about it later. These are the problems.
You out of order, ma'am.
So why we shouldn't have to do that. The whole point of all of this is to build the community up, not tear each other down. That is the point of this. And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House. Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't start talking about the vision. You know that?
Y'all heard that? It's real small snippet of hours long of communication. Within the hours of this town hall meeting, you had people speaking. You had Tiffany Henyard lashing back, being, problematic, being condescending as she is. And then she brings up this tax levy. And then when she brings up the tax levy, she starts to point fingers at what these trustees are doing, from Belcher to everyone, right? Jason House, from everybody. And when Kiana couldn't take it no more, she says something. And she said, you guys were supposed to be supporting me. Belcher interjected. She said, you guys were supposed to be supporting me. You were a part of my vision. Belcher interjected and says, our vision wasn't for the feds to come. Our vision wasn't for you to steal all of the money. Now, I said, before I kind of brought this up, I spoke about like federal prosecutors and what they look for, right? And when they're investigating crimes, especially political crimes that's televised, when they're targeting a particular politician, they look at everything. They truly comb through everything. Like really comb through everything. They have a team. It's a team of lawyers that comb through lawyers and paralegals, right? It's these departments. You go to the federal. If you go to the U.S. Attorney's Office, right? If you say, let's just say that, for example, when I go to the U.S. Attorney's Office, I'm bringing a client in to proffer because he's snitching. It's several floors, and each floor will have a task force in it. It will have major crimes, it will have terrorism, it will have murder and armed robbery, have a multitude of crimes, internet fraud, wire fraud, and all these different departments. And within the departments, it's broken up with who does what. Like, for example, I remember when we was representing a terrorist. Well, somebody, now he wasn't convicted of terrorism. He wasn't. So somebody was accused of terrorism, right? We wound up beating it. He wound up getting convicted for something else. He was being accused of terrorism. They broke this guy's life up so well. It was like, how the fuck did they get this? Like my task on that particular case was to go through all of the discovery. And you're talking about years of phone conversations, years of WhatsApps, years of text messages, years from FaceTime videos on fucking Apple. Apple loved the lie that the feds can't get. Years of this stuff. That was my role. I had to go through this to see if the allegations that's listed in this indictment coincides with the evidence that they're providing. My role was to go over the discovery, and if I find maybe a motion that I could file, a motion to write, a compel motion, a motion to strike, a subpoena, whatever, I can submit that. I will do that. And I remember going into the office for another case, and we happened to go. It was a case. It was another terrorist case, and I happened to go because the guy was telling. I go to the floor that was in, right, and I remember seeing, like, when we go into it's kind of organized, but it's not really organized. It's like, well, I guess because we lawyer, we come in the way that they come in. It's not like we got to go through the visitors path. So when I go to the floor and I'm just walking around and just looking and I'm just seeing, like you have like, it's without saying more than I should say, it's when they investigate you, they really, really investigate you. And when Belcher said, when she said you was a part of my vision, and Belcher interjected and say, well, our vision wasn't for the feds to come in, a federal prosecutor would listen to that. And then when she goes on to say, our vision wasn't for you to steal all of the money, a federal prosecution is listening to that. And they're going to take note of that. Now, that doesn't mean that they believe or, while it can be inferred loosely, it doesn't mean that Belcher is admitting that they had some agreement to do something criminal or to dupe the citizens of Dolton. I'm not suggesting that. But to say that, a prosecutor will look at that. I'm going to back it up just a bit.
The vision wasn't for the FBI.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Community up, not tear each other down. That is the point of this. And it's saying,
let me get the lights up, baby.
Ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House. Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't start talking about the vision.
You know that is defamation.
Don't start talking about the vision. Don't talk about the vision. Tell me.
So hold on, let me pull this down. And she's right in the sense that, hey, listen, you're accusing me on public. You're accusing me in front of third parties, in front of other people of committing an infamous crime, like robbing the city, right? And that is defamatory. It's slander, right? It's a matter of law. That's slander. However, it's not slander if it's true, right? It's not slander if it's true. So the feds would listen to that. And the feds will very well go to her house and ask her some questions. And if she's not admissible to being questioned by the feds, as she should not, and she wants her lawyer present, which the federal government would assure, now you're not somebody that we're investigating, just certain things that you said that we just want to follow up with. she still asks for an attorney, and they would give her one. They would literally give her one. It's been times where I'm in the office and we're willy and nilly, and we get a phone call from a prosecutor. The prosecutor would say, "Hey, listen, it's this guy that we like. We think that he's a part of this crime, this complex crime, and we're likely going to arrest him. Here's his information. Give him a call and tell him we're coming." That's what they would do. This TV shit is not real. Like, they don't, like when the feds come, when the federal prosecutors investigate you, it's complete transparency because they don't want their case to get unraveled. Now, is it buffoonery? Of course. Is it like, wheeling and dealing and bad faith prosecutors? Of course. But for the most part, they don't care. You're just another case. You're not like bigger than the program because it's thousands of them. If they don't do it, Joe Blow, other prosecutors are going to do thousands of them, right? So whether it's this prosecutor or that prosecutor, somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to get you, right? So they'll likely go to her house or contact her and say, "Listen, we noticed that you said this, you said that." She didn't file a lawsuit, even though she said it was defamation, even though it was publicly stated, right? An infamous crime, a crime of moral turpitude, which is defamation per se, slander per se. So it's nothing. You don't have to show damages. Is it true? And they were well used that. They were very well used that. Now, whether they use that to try to twist Belcher's arm is a whole separate and same ballgame. But prosecutors look at little things like that. They look at little things like that. Let's continue, though.
That way. Okay, but let them do it. What you tell them? You and say stuff and don't answer nobody. That's the truth too, and that's the people in the village of Dolton. Now you don't want to have it. You don't want to talk about nothing else, though, right?
She getting it.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down. Order. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down. Yeah. But at the same time, you say it's discussion. I asked you, did we get $6.8 million? You won't answer that. I'm telling you, these people, you can't tell me nothing.
Let me ask you a question. Do y'all think she's lying? All of which Belcher, which Kiana is screaming about. Do you guys think she's lying? Do it sound like she's lying? Wait till Tiffany Henyard responds. See, one of the things about like truth brings out passion, unless you're pathological, right? When you're pathological, it's a different ballgame. Pathological, people that are pathological liars, they've built that in their DNA. It's second nature. It's no different than me drinking this water. Like, I have to drink water or I die, right? We have to eat or we die. I need a fat ass or I'm dying. But listen, I'm a CKP. Come on, cut me some slack. If I can't it's over for me. It's over for me. But all jokes aside, when people are passionate about what they believe in to be true, they can't control themselves. Kiana knows that she's at a public forum. She knows that she's a politician. She knows that she's supposed to be professional. But when somebody accuses her of something, or anybody of something, you're going to feel a way about it, right? I can sound poised right now, calm, collective, but we all have that. Why are you lying on me for? What? But hold on, I didn't say that. Like, we all have that switch, right? That hold on. What the fuck you talking? We all have that. Right? We all have that knee-jerk. Hold on. Look. We all have that knee-jerk response to defend ourselves, right? What is our first instinct as a human being? Self-preservation. That comes first. If we're drowning and our kids are drowning, that kid is just going to drown because we're going to save ourselves. That's the reality. Comes with discipline to know you're drowning and forego that to help your kid. But in nature, if your skin is on fire, you're running. If it's gunshots, you are going, even though your kid is there. Doesn't mean you don't love your kid. It doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It doesn't mean anything. Self-preservation trumps all. That's our instinct. It's a reflex. It's a true psychophysiological phenomenon that we have in ourselves. So Kiana was accused of being a part of this tax scandal, right? Where allegedly the trustees, according to Tiffany Henyard, stole or swindled or embezzled, essentially, $4 million, right? And then she goes on to say, I don't even understand y'all because y'all was the one supported me. Belcher supported me. Jason House supported me. So she signaled her specifically. She didn't say Key. She didn't say the other one. She said her. So I don't find it to be weird for her to respond. Now, some people that they get caught in the lie to get hyped up, to get mad, but that's typically, you can kind of pull that. You can kind of recognize the bullshit. But this don't appear to be bullshit. This appears to be her defending herself from somebody that's lying on them, right? Let's continue.
These people are emailing us.
You see this? Let me show you something. Look what's in her hand. Hold on. Is this shit? Why I can't? Hold on. Give me a second. Fuck. I can't move it. What's up with this? Give me a second. I want to see if I can try to move this. If you guys, I don't know why I can't move forward, but she's wagging paper in the air. Can you guys see this? Kiana has paper in the air, and she's wagging it about, saying, this is the proof, while she's yelling, right? So this isn't Kiana just like, you bitch, or you bitch, gesticulating, neck popping and all that. She has the proof that she's talking about in her hand. And that's the slap in the face of that situation, because Tiffany Henyard is literally lying, like actually lying, right? And she's actually lying while the documentary proof is literally right here. Just as well as I got these books. Just like I got these books in my hand, right? I'm a bookworm, what you want me to do, even on vacation. It's almost like somebody saying, yo, you don't have a book. And I'm like, yo, it's just right here. Like, it's right here. What you want me to do? And Kiana is literally wagging the evidence in the air. Tiffany Henyard has that very same evidence in front of her. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you blatantly lying? You're not like misstating the facts. You're not like saying something that's inconsistent. You're actually lying. Let's continue.
About somebody else talking about they want $7,000. These people. So when you sit here talking about what have I done, I don't have to sit here and videotape everything I do. But I know what I ain't done. I ain't commingled no money. I ain't stole no money. And I ain't going to jail.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I haven't commingled no money. I haven't stolen any money, and I'm not going to jail. Those statements are statements that would grab a prosecutor's attention, because you're saying this extremely, extremely accused. This is an accusation. This is a specific accusation that she's saying Tiffany Henyard has committed, right? She's accusing Tiffany Henyard of doing specific acts, commingling of funds, right? All of these criminal, otherwise unethical acts, right? It's things like this that a prosecutor would definitely pull. Prosecutor would pull this.
That's what I ain't done. You going to jail. Don't worry about it. Nah, because $0.8 million.
And Norwood on the other side of her, not just sitting there.
The email said Tiffany Henyard responded and was going to let me know this morning.
said.
So where's it? All right, we gonna wrap it up. Bring it back up. All right, you don't want to
See that? Now you saw that, Tiffany. All right, we gonna cut this short. You telling too much.
You don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. No, we ain't getting $6.8 million, and we ain't gonna get it. And she spent it before it came. Clerk, can you call the roll so we can move on? Clerk, call the roll.
You're voting on. I'll mention it.
Call the roll, clerk.
Let me do it, please.
When we talk about our financial state,
now this is Brittany Norwood that's about to speak. This sister in the corner down here.
it's sad. You know, the things that I could tell you would scare you as a resident in regards to the things that the people who are over the day-to-day operation, the decisions that they make, the fact that they do not prioritize this spending, and then they come up here and say, hey, vote for this, vote for that. I found it quite interesting that we have our mayor that just sat up here and said, oh, you want receipts for the taxes? I'll put it on Snapchat. I found that particularly interesting considering that we've been asking for financials for months. Put that on Snapchat for us, please. We have $4 million in checks that the board have approved that have not been dispersed. The checks are on someone's desk. Whose desk? We do not know. So when we continue to ask for financials, when we make decisions, it's just responsible. You know, we were elected to do a job, and that's what we're here to do. We keep saying, hey, this spending is getting out of control. We've been saying that for months. You have Trustee Belcher just set up here and asked, hey, if we're making decisions on voting for the bills, could someone tell us about the $6.8 million grant? We didn't receive an answer. But yet, we're told that the bag is being here, the bag is present, but the bag is empty, guys. It's empty.
And we cannot forget Clerk Key setting the mayor straight, making sure that everyone knows what exactly is going on without all of the nonsense.
So now that you just heard all the fake news, when we talk about fake news, I would like Attorney McGrath to talk to you about the true facts of the tax levy. The clerk doesn't do anything unless it goes through the board and the legal.
They all listen. They all
until it has.
They are all
fully. So
they are all getting a pound of flesh. I'm not going to get into Allison Key. I'm going to skip and go back to Kiana. Because Kiana, you know, Kiana saves the day. Let's continue.
Villages portion of the tax.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hold on. Let's go back. Here we go. Hold on. I want you guys to really hear this.
Same as last year with no 4.9 increase. And there will be no increase in the tax property bills as far as the villages portion of the tax.
Is there a motion?
So that they're talking about, just to be clear, just so we can keep you on cold. They're actually speaking about, he was kind of speaking about certain properties that was being purchased. Remember, this is all a circle back why this feds is investigating her. Where's the direction? Where this stuff coming from? Like, where's this property stuff? What's this? What's that? Right? And they're talking about it. So this shit is so crazy. Let's just continue. Let's just watch.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy. If you think we about to let you buy properties,
I could care less. You pick your vote. Choose what you want. This is again.
The Village of Dolton is not in the real estate business. We're not buying no properties.
Okay, then why y'all motion and second it then? Don't motion and second that.
We had a discussion because we want the people to know why we're not. You hear lie and be like, they don't want to buy the properties and they don't want to spend no money. So we motion and second, like we can do in Robert's Rules Order and discussion. The discussion is we don't trust you to buy penny candy, and no, we're not buying no property because the Village of Dolton is not in the business of property. Y'all done already stole about 60 houses, so ain't nobody gonna deal with you buying no property. So that's the end of my discussion.
I second that motion.
And Brittany Norwood said, I second that motion. You know what's so funny? First off, I have to make a comment of this penny candy shit. Do you guys, I may be telling my age, but I remember once upon a time when shit was affordable. I remember it used to be this 1 cent store. You know how we all know about dollar stores, Dollar Tree, and all this stuff. Stuff is $1. But stuff ain't really $1, but that's the notion, if you will. I remember, so I went to elementary school in Brooklyn, right? PS 265. It's on Kosciuszko Street between Marcy and Tompkins, right? That's why I went to elementary school. Right down a block between Tompkins and I can't remember the other block's name, but on Kosciuszko, actually it even on Kosciuszko. The school is on Kosciuszko, but the block that I'm talking about is like a block up from Kosciuszko. It used to be a penny store. Like you could literally go in there with a penny and buy candies. Y'all remember those? I remember the Bigs and Now Laters and all of that stuff. Them shits used to be a penny. Nowadays, a pack of Now Laters, these small little squared candies, $3. I was just at the airport a few days ago, flying while I'm, coming here, and I remember they had Twizzlers, love Twizzlers. A pack of Twizzlers was $15. $15 for one pack. It's like a fucking movie theaters. Pack of 10 Twizzlers. Yo, listen, we used to go there. My mother used to give me like $2. I used to come back with like a shopper cart full of candies, right? And $2 was so much fucking money back then. $2 could get you a Hero sandwich, a soda. You know what a Hero is? Hero is a Subway sandwich. It's like it's synonymous with a Subway sandwich. It's New York slang. Fucking Hero sandwich, soda. I used to go straight there and buy all candies. But in the event, to say you wouldn't allow her to buy penny candy. Penny candy is, I don't even know what penny candy would be considered today, but actually penny candy was really, there was nowadays a name brand shit. But that is horrendous for you to say that you wouldn't allow her to buy penny candy, right? And then the slap in the face is throughout the entirety of this entire process. Man, we only 15 minutes that we watch of I wanted some change of meeting. Majority of her responses wasn't to address the issue. It was really more so about how do I, antagonize or do an ad hominem or do some straw man argument or redirect it. It wasn't, you know what, I appreciate your position and vigor. Listen, we have had some shortcomings in my administration. Some of my fault. Actually, it's all my fault because it's under my helm. Let's see how we can fix this. I never heard that. Like I never heard humility. It's always, well, bitch, you did this. It's always like a response of conjecture or vitriol or something. It's never been, you know what, you're right about that. I don't agree with this, but you're right about that. In fact, come to think about it, I think I wasn't as transparent as I would like to be, at least as I demanded of my predecessor, mayor. But I'll work on that. It's never been that. It's never been that. In any event. So she lost, right? Horrifically. A landslide, as they all saying. That's their talk. She lost by a landslide. And now it's about general election, right? This was the primary. Her against Jason House was the primary. Now it was about general election. Jason House versus Cassandra Hobson - Jordan. Let's look at the upcoming election. Let's see what their positions are. And remember, we still haven't gotten to the Fed. I'm gonna stop it right there. This is the subpoena right here, right? This is the subpoena right here. Let's go down. The fact that the feds felt it was necessary to do it on this day is a sign for demise in itself. Another thing that lets us know is the feds didn't give a fuck if she won or not. The feds didn't give a shit if she won or not. Because if they did, they would have done this a while ago. You think the feds don't know when they want to subpoena stuff or not? Like, listen, like I said to y'all before, when we take on a personal injury case, when I'm screening the case, let's just say I just happen to answer the phone. Paralegals answer the phone. But let's just say I answer the phone. No paralegal around. Motherfuckers ain't answering. They're too busy playing on their damn cell phones or whatever the hell they do. Let's just say I answer the phone and I say, such and such law firm, Mr. CKB speaking. How can I help? Hey, I broke my neck, broke my back. And they start, the person that's on the call, a potential client, starts explaining what happened with them. As they're explaining that, and I'm taking down their biometrics, like their name, contact information, how'd you hear about this? That way we know who to refer, if it is a referral to another attorney. I'm thinking about what questions will I ask the court to charge the jury with by trial. That's how far I'm at it with. A person could call and speak about a labor issue. Hey, I'm working the construction site, and I was coming down a ladder, and I just fell down a ladder. I twisted my ankle. I hurt my shoulder. In my mind, I'm thinking about 2020. That's one of the statutes for 220. No, 240 and 240, 220. I'm thinking about labor law statutes in my mind, and I'm thinking about what questions would I be tabulating to the judge to charge the jury? That's how far I'm going with it. The subpoena process is months before that. The subpoena process comes either through if I'm trying to depose a non-party, or I'm trying to subpoena medical records for trial. Because I can't just come in there with medical records. They have to be certified. The only way you can be certified, you have to subpoena it from the court, and an officer of that, the custodian of the records of the whatever facility is, would sign it and send it directly to the courthouse, right? So subpoenas is something that is months before I'm asking the court to charge a jury to something. That's all I have to say. The prosecutors know. They know what they're going to charge you with now. They've been knew what they're going to charge you with. Otherwise, they wouldn't have went this far. You're not going to just, hey, I got an idea. Let's see if something, no. It's an accusation. It's an allegation that's present. We don't have probable cause yet to say you committed this crime, but we have justifiable cause. We have reasonable suspicion that you committed this crime. So now let us do our due diligence and investigation. That way we can show probable cause to arrest your stink ass. And probable cause, even though it's not the same as reasonable doubt, it's synonymous in the sense that when they are pursuing a case, it's can we convict this person of these crimes? It's not can we arrest them, it's can we convict them? That's how the investigations really work. Even though it's supposed to rise to the level of an arrest, which is probable cause, to bring them in, and then further investigation comes. But once you arrest somebody, you essentially have to say we are ready for trial because the speedy clock continues. But I don't need to get into all of that hoopla. But I said all that to say, for them to serve this subpoena, right? For them to do this on February 20th, 2025, the day of the election results, lets us know that they don't give a shit about her winning or losing. And that's further evidence to let her know that, yo, listen. It's like what Kiana Belcher said. You going to jail, right? Or what the other lady said. You know how when Tiffany Henyard said, well, this is a super lawyer, I'm a super mayor, and she says, you're going to be in super jail? Now, whether she should get convicted is a whole separate and distinct ballgame. But let's go back to this report. Let's go to the damn subpoena now. So now this is the original subpoena. Like I said, it's no docket attached to it because it's not like a part of an actual official case yet. But it's a signature here, the signature of the deputy clerk who signed off on this subpoena. Now let's go into what they're actually asking for, right? Now this is what we consider the subpoena ducis tecum. You're asking for, actually, this ducis tecum is, that's it, this is it. All right. So subpoena attachment, actually, this is ducis tecum. Yeah, it is ducis tecum. I can't recall it the Latin. In any event, let's see. For time period January 1st, 2014 through the present, please provide the following regarding property index, blah, 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 blah. Village of Dolton inspection fee schedule, records of fees paid for inspection performed, and ticketed violations and citations, including payee and payer inspection name and date, copies of citations issued, including documentation of the captured code violations that were the basis for the citations, including the identification of the inspector and citation recipient, correspondence including emails, phone calls, text messages, and any other means of communications between the property owners and tenants and Village of Dolton personnel, to include but not limited to communications with Armadine Sai Sanaa, Jadinir Sagna, whoever the fuck that is, Key Urban Concepts Incorporated, Kamal Woods, and Top Investment Group LLC. Now, you know what I'm reading from this, when I'm looking at this subpoena, I'm looking at it from the sense that as like a regular personal injury attorney or any civil rights attorney, anybody that's pursuing damages, right? As whether it's negligence, whether it's intentional tort, whether it's a civil rights issue, and they write a subpoena, it conforms to the same thing, right? So remember, this is a dispute between business owners and a town, right? Typically, when there's a dispute between business owners and a town, typically the feds do not get involved, typically. Really, 99% of the time, they don't get involved because it has nothing to do with it. It's a civil dispute. Regardless of whether or not one person is doing bad business than the other, it's a civil dispute. Remember, we covered Lamar Whitehead, Bishop Lamar Whitehead, the absolute most divine Lamar Whitehead. Lamar Whitehead did all kinds of shit. All kinds of stuff. And this is no allegedly, he did it. One of the things he did was commingle the deed ownership of that property, whereas he listed himself as the owner to jettison the actual true owner, the trust owners of that property for his name, and then went on to file bankruptcy to stay any judgments for that particular property. Those are all crimes, federal-related crimes. But did the feds get involved? No. Because 99% of the time, these civil matters, they let it remain civil. Even though it screams criminal. It screams bankruptcy fraud, wire fraud, usury, conversion, which is grand larceny. It screams this. But the feds typically don't get involved. Feds allow people to play. Feds allow bad business, right? Even bad business that shocks the mind, which they would consider to be unconscionable contracts. Stuff that is so lopsided and so unfair that it's a crime that's happening. Feds won't get involved. That case had banks being defrauded. That case had all kinds of shit that the feds did not get involved. So when the feds get involved, when the feds are saying, you know what? Fuck your bullshit ass lawsuit. We're going to take this. We are going to subpoena these records. That should scream something. Remember, they're in the litigation. This woman, Tiffany, whatever her last name, and her husband or whomever that owns this restaurant, this 5-story building, is in litigation against Tiffany Henyard and her cronies, if you will. It's an active case. So much such that a judge ruled in her favor. They're in litigation. The feds then said, fuck all that. We need these records. You think the feds is getting the records to help Tiffany make sure that she can run her business? The feds give a fuck about that? No. The judge said, yo, listen, you're wrong, Tiffany Henyard. You should let her run her business. You guys entering into a deal. This is probably a contract dispute at best. She performed. She had special performance, which she performed. Now you're obligated to perform. You're obligated to turn it over. You're obligated to do this. It's a matter of law. The judge said that. The feds is like, yeah, all right, fuck all that. Yo, listen, we need those records. The feds are asking for the records that they're asking for is everything that this lady should be able to get. Because what are they asking for? They're asking for citations. They're asking for penalties. They're asking for stuff in which a development would, stuff that could frustrate a development project because, right? If you're violating all sorts of ordinances and you're violating zone laws and all this stuff, it will frustrate your development, right? So who would benefit more for this information? The actual developers. Because if developers say, hold on, we didn't violate any laws, we didn't violate anything. We was up to snuff, up to code on everything, right? Where's the proof? In fact, we're litigation. This is, you're going to file its discovery. You're going to produce that, right? Whether they produce it or not is a whole different ballgame. But the feds is like, listen, that cute case that you got for a little couple changes you're going to make in your family, kudos to you, black people. But we want that. We want that paper. We want that. We need that. Got to have it. And the worst thing about it is this guy right here. This is the worst thing about this whole, what the fuck? This whole dilemma right here is this guy right here, Kamal Woods. And you know what's interesting about Kamal Woods? What's interesting about Kamal Woods is this. You know Kamal Woods filed a lawsuit on that fight? Y'all know Kamal Woods filed a lawsuit on that fight. Y'all remember the fights when Boots was getting his boot on and Kamal Woods was getting, the Heimlich maneuver put on him by Boots. He filed a lawsuit. Let's look at this lawsuit. It's so interesting. Let's check this lawsuit out. Let's look at what Kamal Woods alleged. So Kamal Woods sues Dolton Township, Stephanie Weidman, Christopher Gonzalez, that's the fat guy. I think, yeah, why do you say, no, that's not the fat guy. Yeah, that is the fat guy. That's the fat guy that sits down all the time. Carmen Kalau, Kiana Belcher, that's the lady that was yelling. Jason House, of course, Tammy Brown, Brittany Norwood, that's the one that second Belcher's read. Allison Key, obviously, is the clerk. Nikita Cloud, Jedediah, and Lavelle. First off, what the fuck? What is this? What are they suing about? What could he possibly sue about? Let me check my likes though. I need to check my likes because y'all have been treating me like crap, man. I need to know. It's 175 people in here. Let me see these likes. I need at least 100 and some odd likes. Let me see. Y'all got me up? It's 89 likes. It's 175 people in here, 89 likes. Yes, it's more than half, and I appreciate you. But let me get at least 100 more. Get it to 110. Ain't nobody looking. Let's get to 110, right? Let's get it to 110. Now let's look at let's see what this damn lawsuit is about, right? Because we go from a subpoena where he's named in the subpoena, right? He's named in the subpoena to him filing his lawsuit. Now he filed his lawsuit. Granted, he filed his lawsuit a while ago, but we gotta look at this docket. We gotta make sure this docket is up here. With the docket ain't up here, it don't exist. So he filed this on February 18, 2025, right? Obviously, Jedediah and Lavelle Redmond filed their lawsuit on January, I think, 12th, 2025. So let's read this lawsuit right quick. Let's just read this shit. We're gonna get past all of the fluff because we don't necessarily care about the fluff. We're gonna get past the venue. Now, what has he found? Oh, this is a state claim. So this isn't a federal claim. Let me see what he's saying. Oh, he's asking, this is a personal injury claim, including the township, political subdivision. What is he saying? I need to see this. Okay, let's look. So the factual background, in or about November 2022, the township hired Plaintiff Woods as a full-time director of the at-risk youth program for the township. Plaintiff Woods is the significant other. Well, so this is not poorly written, but this is poorly written. Is the significant other Supervisor Henyard? So it's supposed to be is the significant other of Supervisor Henyard. Supervisor Henyard was appointed as supervisor of the township in March of 2022. Prior to becoming supervisor of the township in May of 2021, Supervisor Henyard was elected as mayor of the village of Dolton, Illinois. Over the past several years, and for strictly political reasons, Supervisor Henyard has been accused of various acts of corruption and has been the target of various verbal attacks that have never been substantiated. Never, right? They've never been substantiated. Nevertheless, these politically motivated verbal attacks and accusations have received extensive coverage in news media as well as social media. Plaintiff Woods has been collaterally, well, this is like poorly written, has been collateral damage from these politically motivated verbal attacks and unsubstantiated accusations against his significant other, which have caused him to be caught in a whirlwind of a political controversy and thus a political target. Many of the verbal attacks, unsubstantiated accusations, and political targeting have been perpetrated and coordinated by the township defendants, the Dolton defendants, and defendant Cloud. On information and belief, the township defendants, the Dolton defendants, and the defendant Cloud conspired with each other to hire defendant Jedediah Brown to stalk and harass plaintiff Woods and Supervisor Henyard for several months, including showing up unannounced at the Supervisor Henyard's mother's house and other places where defendant Jedediah Brown assumed plaintiff Woods and Supervisor Henyard would be physically located. On information and belief, the township defendants, the Dolton defendants, and defendant Cloud considered plaintiff Woods as a protector of Supervisor Henyard and had concocted a plan to remove him as a township employee. Accordingly, effective January 29, 2025, the township defendants voted to suspend plaintiff Woods from his position as a director of at-risk youth program, purportedly while they conducted an investigation on a plaintiff's employment activities. On information and belief, the township defendants decided to accelerate the termination of the plaintiff. To facilitate their ultimate objective, the township defendants, acting through the township trustees, entered into an agreement with defendant Jedediah Brown this is poorly written, to as a provocateur during a Thornton Township meeting on the evening of January 29, 2025. During the township meeting, defendant Jedediah Brown, speaking on a microphone in the presence of many township residents, loudly used inflammatory and abusive language towards Supervisor Henyard that had nothing to do with her responsibilities as the township supervisor, but which was intended solely to inflame plaintiff Woods. As defendant Jedediah Brown engaged in a litany of scurrilous and inflammatory personal attacks against Supervisor Henyard, including attacking her status as a mother, her status as being a non-married and a businesswoman, defendant Jedediah Brown concluded by loudly referring to Supervisor Henyard as a bitch. As videotape footage of Jedediah Brown's speech clearly shows, his language was strictly intended to incite Mr. Woods to react to the verbal attacks against his significant other. By his own admission, defendant Redmond came to the township meeting to protect defendant Jedediah Brown. Do y'all remember when I was covering, let me stop it right here. Y'all remember when I was covering, hold up. Let me break this down. Give me a second. You guys remember when I was covering, when I was speaking about when Lavelle Redmond filed his lawsuit. And right after he filed his lawsuit, he goes on the podcast, what I've learned to become his brother, allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not. A lot of people were saying it was his brother. He had like the white on, he had the cigar, and he had like the wine in his hand. And he started to speak about what transpired in a fight. Now, In the lawsuit, he specifically stated he was there to protect Jedediah Brown and make sure nothing happened to him. How these people calling me? Hold on for 1 second. It's the. Yeah, let me put you in intermission. It's the what's the name calling? It's the I guess room service. Intermission. Let me see if I can find an intermission for you guys. Give me 1 second.
As the Lord is showing you what your husband was doing. Yes, it's still alive. Just because he died doesn't mean that the prophecy that came out of his mouth, you will still see it. Thus says the Lord. Yes, Lord. All they need is the touch. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
That's so fucking hilarious. I don't know why I like that shit. That shit is so fucking funny. But when I was damn, what they keep calling me back? Give me a sec. I'm gonna put something else on. Put something else on.
All right. 607 Unk.
607 Unk, not the punk gang. That's what I'm about.
There it is.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What brings you to Cali?
I came to Cali. I got to go on No Jumper. That's what I want.
Okay. I see you work with Brick a few times on No Jumper, not Adam?
Did I work with Brick or Adam? Work or fuck? Which one?
Okay, where are we going with? Okay.
I'm just asking, which one? Work or fuck? Because it's like two different things you can do with No Jumper. You can choose.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
You can choose.
You can choose.
Yeah. Sometimes you can be gay for the pay, or you can just stay. Either way, you get to go there. That's what I want.
Oh.
Yeah, you can be gay for pay though. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was really just talking about the interview process, but I mean.
Yeah, it's like an interview, but it's for the backside.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you got to see if it's good or not. I mean, how can you tell the difference?
Just a test run.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the same. I mean, booty the same. Girl booty, boy booty. You got to test to see which one better.
Oh.
Because they both booty.
What the fuck is this? Yo, listen, what you want me to do? That's what I don't even know where to come up. Where they come, boy booty. I don't know. In any event, listen, I'm Mr. CKB. This is not a lawyer show. It's a show about a lawyer, a particular one. Where for more than a decade, I've been in this thing we call the legal business. Listen, I don't know where the likes is at. I don't know what's going on here. It's 140 some odd people in here. Let's get the likes up. Let's get it up, right? All right, so let's get to what I was told. I gotta take this off. All right, here we go. All right. So what I was saying was, one of the things that I mentioned last time, or this time before last, when I was speaking about this, I said that Lavelle Redmond, he was on another podcast. What everybody's saying, a lot of people are saying was his brother, speaking about not only his past, what he's doing now, but also what happened during the fight. And in that fight, he was specifying, I was protecting him. Just as well as in his lawsuit, he specifically stated that he was protecting Jedediah. That was the purpose there. So, when he's saying protecting, that's where that actually comes from. And I say all that to say, that's why, like, one of the things that we say when we bring on somebody, when we do intake and somebody comes in and we're going through how we're going to, our direction with the case, one of the things we do is we say, listen, don't talk about your case to anybody, especially not on social media. In fact, close your social media down, right? Or disable it, make it non-private, right? Make it private, right? Don't make it public, because it can really be used against you. Like, you have people like me that go through that stuff and meticulously find shit to fuck you off with, right? So you got to protect yourself. Help us help you. And I said that back then. I was like, yo, listen, this is going to be used against him, right? Especially when you look at the lawsuit and then when you look at the videos and then when you look at what he said, they all conflict, right? The lawsuit itself conflicts with what he says. What he says itself conflicts with the videos. It all conflicts. Nothing is consistent, right? So, and then His lawsuit conflicts with Jedediah's lawsuit, despite the fact that the lawyer is the same lawyer for both lawsuits, which in itself is mind-boggling to me. But that's besides the point. Let's get back to the lawsuit. So, hold up, let me pull this up so I can read it better. All right. Various angles of the videotape footage reveal that Jedediah Brown turned around after walking away from the podium following his remarks and aggressively walked back towards Plaintiff Woods, who defendant Jedediah Brown knew was seated behind him, behind the podium. As defendant Jedediah Brown walked towards Plaintiff Woods, defendant Jedediah Brown initiated the altercation and retrieved some type of instrument. They go this knife shit, which can be partially seen in the video, which he used to attack Woods. Defendant Redmond can also be seen hitting Woods with his fist. During the altercation, Plaintiff Woods can be seen only attempting to protect himself. On or about February 6, 2025, the township defendants voted to terminate Plaintiff Woods allegedly for engaging in workplace violence. The township defendants created the entire situation by conspiring with each other, the Dolton defendants, defendant Cloud, and defendant Jedediah Brown, to have defendant Jedediah Brown act in a provocateur during the meeting by verbally attacking and abusing Supervisor Henyard so that Plaintiff Woods would react. Instead, Plaintiff Woods can be seen in the video only defending himself from attacks by Jedediah Brown and Redmond. Furthermore, defendant Jedediah Brown can be seen on the video throwing up gang signs, and defendant Redmond can be heard making verbal threats to Plaintiff Woods and Supervisor Henyard. After being escorted out of the facility by the plaintiff, defendant Jedediah Brown and defendant Redmond returned to the location of the incident and continued to attempt to attack Woods. On information and belief, the township's defendants knew or should have known that by conspiring with each other to hire Jedediah Brown to act as a provocateur during the township meeting, that the acts of violence that occurred would in fact occur and would in fact result in harm to Plaintiff Woods, which they did. Plaintiff Woods has suffered significant physical, mental, and emotional scars from these events, which have caused him to seek therapy. Holy shit! As well as medical attention. God damn. This dude said this attack has caused him to seek therapy. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe this big, strong man that I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. Is going to seek therapy. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this is hogwash. If the hogs are being washed in those papers. Who's a therapist? Said, who's the therapist? Motherfucker said he's going to see therapy. I love it. And you know what? I'm going to be completely 100% honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say something that you guys are not going to agree with. Even though that lawsuit isn't the best grammatically sound lawsuit, it's more sound as a matter of law against Jedediah Brown and Lavelle Redmond's lawsuit. One of the things when you put forth a claim, see, in the feds is a little different. And the feds, see, lawsuits is just to provide you notice. It's not a trial. It's not for you to go into any specific evidentiary statements putting forth what happened to you, right? You know, when I read Lavelle Redmond's handwritten pro se litigation lawsuit, where he was very specific, giving all this detail, it's not what a lawsuit is about. Whether the feds or the state. Now, the feds have a little higher standard as pleadings. Is governed under Rule 11, just as well as under Rule 4 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedures. It's a little different. So their pleadings have to have some sort of substantial force to provide the court enough to state a claim has been stated in which a relief as a matter of law can be given, right? The state is a little different. The state, you just provide, you do allegations, that's it. So I say it's more sound simply because the venues are different. He's in the state making these allegations where he doesn't have to provide that much detail, but he provides enough detail to put forth a conclusive claim. Now, one of the problems is this will conflict with the lawsuit in the feds, right? You're talking about the same occurrence and controversy in which you're speaking about reliefs that both parties are asking for. So that's a conflict. It's going to be a conflict of law there, right? And while joinders while counterclaims aren't compulsory, cross claims are, he can do that. But it's going to be real, real tough because now it's a matter of, okay, which judge is going to rule fast, or you ask to join, right? You're going to actually have to ask these courts to join, whether you're going to remove the case from the state and go in the feds, and then you're going to usurp that as a counterclaim, right? You guys venue it out in the feds, or they got to remand this federal lawsuit and put it in the state because every state has own equivalent 1983 statute, civil rights claim. Every state has it. So that's going to be a little tough. But it's I find it ironic. After all the wolfing, all of you bitches shit that Woods was doing against Jedediah. Remember we played that? And he was in front of Jedediah was in front of his significant other's mother's house. And when he got out of the car, he said, "Shut the fuck up, you bitch." Out of all that stuff. That's what I don't understand about these toughs. You touch me, I'm suing you. That's just that simple, right? I'm not, we're going to fade it out. You touch me, I'm going to take everything from you. Everything. That's what it is. But these street toughs don't say that. These street toughs say, "Oh, kick your ass, get your gun." So touching me is different than touching you. Touching you, it's supposed to be violence and in jail. I don't get this lawsuit shit that these street toughs are doing. I understand Jedediah's pursuit because he's an advocate, right? Even though he speaks aggressively, even though he talks that tough guy talk, listen, he's admittedly, I think he's a provocateur. I would agree with that, right? I think he's a provocateur. I think going to somebody's house in the wee hours of the night, particularly your mother's house, despite that you listed it as your address, and yelling and screaming at in the wee hours of the night is a little crazy. I also think going to a person's mother's house and it's your daughter is a bit extreme, if you ask me. I think that's harassing. So I do think he's a provocateur. But that said, he's in the position as that because he is a litigator. He's very litigious. I didn't pull it up, but he has pending lawsuits prior to this whole fight that he sued the city of Dolton, and they're in settlement negotiations, just as well as Redmond. Redmond got lawsuits pending too, even though he talked the street tough bullshit too, right? But I don't understand Kamala. I don't understand this tough guy notion and I'm suing you, mom, therapy. Get the fuck out of here. But whatever. So, you have the lawsuit, you have the subpoena, and you also have this campaign. And I'm trying to figure out what all of the heat, right? I 100% believe Tiffany is going down. I 100% believe Tiffany is going to get arrested. And also 100% believe there's going to be some material witnesses. And what did I say what a material witness is? A material witness is someone who likely have been a target to the investigation to the extent that they can be a defendant. But however, they said, "We willing to talk, right? In exchange for my testimony, don't indict me," right? I think one of those material witnesses is going to be Kamal. I think they're going to snatch Kamal up because they listed him in his subpoena, and they're going to say, "Hey, listen, you fucking her. What's up?" Right? Just like that. right? Because remember, don't get it confused that these prosecutors is some white guy from Kansas, where he may be from. But these aren't your typical people. These are regular people. You go to the U.S. Attorney's office, you sit in a lobby waiting to be pulled up by one of these agents, and it looked like you on Broadway somewhere. Like the FBI look like regular fucking people. These prosecutors look like regular people. They are regular people. This isn't the movies where they all look like the guy from Matrix, not the guy used to always say, Mr. Anderson, that guy. That little white clean cut with the black suit. That's not how they look. They look like like me. Regular people with fitted hats. Well, this is a snapback, right? Regular people. So they're going to be like, yeah, listen, tell us about that. What's happening? I also think they're going to pull in Kiana. I think they're going to pull in, they're going to ask me, like, hey, listen, we noticed that you said some things during one of these meetings. And you said the plan wasn't to rob everything. It wasn't to steal money. What do you mean by that? What do you actually know about what Tiffany did? I also think they're going to snatch up Keith Freeman. I think they're going to snatch him up. They already have him under investigation. I think they're going to snatch him up in this. And I think they're only going to snatch him up. They're going to slut him out. They're going to use him. Right? They're going to use him. Which I think, Chad. Sorry for her daughter. Yeah, I was saying he said it. They're going to snatch Keith Freeman. He's going to be a material witness. 100%. He's going to tell. He's telling. Listen, motherfuckers tell. Like, I don't think you guys are aware that people tell. People don't go to jail. They tell. Going to jail is the last resort. All this tough guy shit, they are telling. I've been doing this for so long. Very rarely do I ever come across a group of individuals who hold it down. I probably one or two videos. I remember we had a bikers club that got arrested. Nobody talked. There's a group of bikers that got arrested. No one talked. No one. And they got off. It's when you open your mouth is when you go down. Because a lot of times the feds, they have ideas, but they don't have anything to confirm the ideas. That's what the investigation is. They have all of this evidence. But if they don't have anything to corroborate the evidence from the defendants, a lot of times these jurors is like, nah. Juries don't really like police, depending upon the jury pool, though. Some places, they love the police. They wish they was the police. So you have the rant from earlier. You have the loss. You have the rap video. You also have this subpoena together with Kamal Woods' lawsuit. What's supposed to happen with this meeting now? What's supposed to happen with this mayoral seat now? Because it's not just Jason House moving forward. Like I said a little earlier, you have Cassandra also running the helm. You have Cassandra also actually going after the same position. In fact, let's check out something that they said about Cassandra. Let's check this out.
A Dolton mayoral candidate will be on the general election ballot despite an attempt to block her candidacy by an ally of current Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who is running for re-election.
The objection dropped in a hearing today as we continue to track the drama and federal probe in the South Suburb. Our Tara Molina is at Village Hall.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard was not at the hearing here today. Neither was her attorney, and she was not made available for a comment. But we did hear from the woman who could be running against her in the upcoming mayoral election, thanks to what happened here. You're looking at video from the lively Democratic Party caucus for Thornton Township earlier this month.
It's the right way. Illegal.
You may remember this resulted in Tiffany Henyard being denied a place on the ballot for re-election as township supervisor, something she's fighting, calling it illegal. But a Henyard ally used nearly identical reasoning to try to get one of the candidates running against Henyard in the Dolton mayoral race off the ballot. Cassandra Hobson-Jordan.
It's about democracy and it's about hypocrisy.
I really think it's very hypocritical.
But that objection dropped in Village Hall today by the petitioner, an ally.
Look how crazy. Look at Boots. Look how crazy it is that no matter where he goes, he's ready to burglarize something. Look at this shit. No matter where he goes, he got this shit on. No matter where he goes, he's ready. He's ready to run up in something. I love my man Boots, man. I'm gonna miss Boots.
Today by the petitioner, an ally of Mayor Henyard's, to much less fanfare.
Nice to see where his money going.
Mayor Henyard not present.
I wasn't surprised.
Hobson Jordan now officially representing the Rebuilding Dolton Party. And this decision means you will be on the ballot in April.
And yes, it does. And may the best person win.
I'm gonna stop right there. I don't know if you guys remember. I covered this briefly. First off, we're gonna do my man is let me give a special shout out to Star Wars Iron Giant. You've always supported me, and I 100% appreciate you. Again, I'm remote. I'm not in the country at the moment, so I can't hit the bells and whistles. But I 100% appreciate you. Like I say, anytime, whether it's $1, $2, $3, $10, a gazillion, whatever it is. Whenever you guys set me out, it lets me know you see value in what I'm saying. And I 100% appreciate it. Star Wars says, had to renew my membership. Can't let my boy do this alone. What's good, fam? And don't forget to like the stream. I 100% appreciate that. Again, this is not a platitude. I'm not just saying it because I ain't got nothing else to say. I 100% appreciate that. And as Star Wars said, can I get a like or two? Right? Can I get a like or two? Because I don't ask for nothing. Only thing, I don't ask for money. I only ask for like, subscribe, put your notifications on, and be active in the chat as you are being active, right? So let's keep the buzz going, keep the likes going. It's the only way this channel and whatever I'm saying could get out there in the stratosphere we call social media is through you guys' engagement. Like, subscribe, notifications, and engagement. 100% appreciate that. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave that up for a hot second. So one of the things I covered a while ago was Boots, DeMarcus Gringley. He filed an anonymous petition to bar Cassandra Hobson Jordan from coming in. Because remember, it was a controversy that she tried to put her name in a race, but she didn't have a complete slate. Like, she didn't have enough trustees. She didn't have a clerk. She didn't have a lot of the stuff that you need as a matter of law, as a matter of Illinois law, to run. And because of that, and it was a real technical kind of mishap that she did, right, that she blundered with. He filed it, likely somebody else drafted it, but he filed it with his name, and he slid it in there. And because of that slide in, they bucked her. So it was really between Henyard and Jason. Now that petition was essentially snuffed, was squashed, and now she's able to run. Now, you know what's so crazy? I was on her Facebook, and I was checking out some things that she had to say. And she said some stuff. Now, to my understanding, a lot of people not really feeling her. Some new stuff that came out about her. And it's real crazy how people get on you. They get on you when it comes to politics. When it comes to social media, when it comes to politics, social media, people are on you. I would hate to run. I would hate to run for anything because I got some skeletons in my closet, baby. I got some skeletons in my closet, baby. But let's listen to what Cassandra had to say. She said something that was really, really interesting. Check this out. Oh my God! Hold on. What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta pull this down. There's no sound. I gotta pull this down. Let me find it where I actually gotta go to her page there. There's no sound on that. Let me go to her page. Is this her? No, that's not her. The fuck is that shit at? Hold up. I don't know why it doesn't have any sound. It should have sound. Give me a second. I'm looking for it. Yeah, this is it. It's an attractive lady, by the way. It's quite a draw. It went too far down. Where the hell is this damn thing at? Oh, that's not it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's right. Cassie Jordan. That's what she's at. Cassie. She's at Cassie Jordan. There we go. There we go. All right. Hold on. Let me pause it. Switch it. All right, check it out. Check what she had to say.
Good morning. Let me start this over again. My connection was going really bad, so I don't think. Let me just reboot.
Thanks again, Hi, John. I really appreciate that.
Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everything is going well for you. I hope life is good for you. Listen, it's nice and sunny outside. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy your day. All that good stuff. But what I come on here for is to talk about the primary election. So after the election, I have been getting numerous of phone calls. Like my phone has been going off the hook. I'm getting text messages from a lot of numbers that I don't know. A lot of people, they're texting like, hey, Cassandra, are you still running the race? Because we just saw that Jason House won for mayor. Well, people, let me stop this narrative and let me clear it up. Jason House of Clean House 2025 is not the mayor of Dolton. He just won the primary, which gives him the opportunity to run against me in the general election on April the 1st. So yeah, let's be clear. He is not the mayor of Dolton. And I know people saw all the celebrations and the parties and all that other stuff. And I personally think it was more of a celebration to celebrate Mrs. Henyard's downfall. And we have to be careful with celebrating someone else's downfall. Be real careful with that, because as you celebrate someone else coming down, you got to understand there's people in the waiting on you to come down. So let's just be clear of that. So yeah, but no, he is not the mayor of Dolton. He just won the primary. But let's talk about the numbers. I'm just a firm believer, like the numbers, they were not all Jason House supporters. You got to understand how people come together for one common goal. And the common goal was to get rid of Tiffany. So a lot of people came out to vote against her, not meaning that those votes were actually for Jason House. You just happened to be the subject that was used to get rid of her. Because as I stated before, and a lot of people have actually stated and reiterated to me that they are not for House nor were they for Tiffany, but they just knew that they did not want Tiffany no longer in the seat. So let's be clear about that, okay? So here's my perspective on this. You guys got rid of Tiffany. And as I stated, all of you guys, you started out with her. You ran on her ticket. You endorsed her. You know, there's videos where you guys had private secret squirrel meetings up at the village. I'll post a video later of the young man that called all the trustees, the clerk, everybody in a private meeting with Tiffany up at the village. So it's like having surgery, cutting out cancer, but then you leave a small portion of the cancer in. So now that you have gotten rid of a chunk of the cancer, now people, we got to go back in and do surgery and get rid of all the cancer. What sense does it make to get rid of Tiffany and you leave House and his people in there? Because they're all part of the same team. And I don't give a flying who don't like it. And if you're going to come over and lurk and go back on your YouTube pages, men, women that want to be men that want to be women, or however you want to put it. Yes, I said it. Yeah, we at that point right there. At the end of the day, it's time to clean the whole house. It makes no sense to get rid of her and leave behind the rest of the poison. When I say it's time for all of them to go, it is time for all of them to go. This Southland is so corrupted. It is unbelievable. These Democrats has ran Illinois into the ground. And I know a lot of you all are diehard Democrats because my grandmother was a Democrat, my mama was a Democrat, and this is how I voted. When I tell you these folks are so crooked, so corrupt, it is unbelievable. I believe a lot of them will sell their mama for $1. I do believe that. So this race is not over. So now that you guys have gotten rid of Tiffany, now it's time to get rid of House. It's time for him to go, because I don't believe with my whole heart that he is good for this village. A lot of you all have been groomed to think that they have been the good guys, that they have been fighting. Well, hell, they the ones started the fight and created the fight. So let's not forget that. And I will not let the people in the village of Dolton forget that these are the people that ran on Tiffany's ticket. These are the people. See, they call me the Tiffany plant, but you will never find a video, you will never find a conversation, you will never find anything whereas you have ever seen me and Tiffany ever together. But you will find numerous of videos of the trustees with Tiffany, numerous of videos of them knocking on doors, promoting her and getting you all to vote for her. So now that they have gotten you guys to vote for her, now they put out this narrative and all this crazy stuff to make them look like they're good. You know, a lot of times, as my mother would say, if you're going to tell about what she did, now, Mr. House, it's time to tell about what you have been doing, because you are not clean either. You just as crooked and corrupt as they come, allegedly. Yeah, I'm going to say that. So I want the people in the village of Dolton, don't think that this is a victory, because if you put House in, you're going to stand to lose your house. Yeah. With all the tax increases and all the crazy stuff that's going on in this village, it is time to clean the whole house. And you guys got to learn. You got to stop recycling the same old politicians. They run from municipality to municipalities, getting in these seats, because guess what? They don't want to take their lazy behinds out here and get a real job and go to work amongst the real working people. No, they want to sit in office and steal money and get kickbacks, contracts, give contracts to family members and friends and all that, and have their daughters and whatnot running for trustees and running for positions and their kids and all this stuff, so they can keep the dollar in their pockets. But it is time to clean the whole house. I want you all to know Jason House is not the mayor of Dolton. And far as I'm concerned, he won't be if I can help it. I'm just letting you know. It's time to clean the whole house. He ain't as clean as people think he is. It's like getting rid of Lucifer, but you keep Satan in.
God damn.
They have groomed a lot of you all to think, oh, all this is Tiffany. No, it wasn't all just Tiffany. I'm a firm believer that you guys had your hands in the cookie jar. And I know you have. I know you have, because a lot of people have reached out to me with receipts. Yeah. It is unbelievable.
Receipts, huh?
The corruption that goes on in the Southland. And for the record, because I've researched it, I looked it up. When you all say Riley, when he got out of office, he left a surplus, that's a lie. He didn't leave a surplus. This village was in debt. So to say that the mayor that you guys got rid of left the village in debt, the village was already in debt. So if you guys are going to tell the truth, I want you to tell the whole truth. Stop lying to the people and let them know the amount of debt that the village is really in. Let's be honest about it. Because if you call yourself going to be a good leader, then be a good leader. And I want you people to stop voting off of personality. All you hear, Jason House has not really given us a decent plan about how he's going to pull this village out of this situation. All he's talked about is, you know, we got to have transparency. Well, if you want to be transparent, then sir, I'm going to need you to tell them the truth about the debt in the village, about how much debt that the village is actually in. And it ain't that little number that you guys gave that Tiffany did. Oh, we're in millions of dollars in debt. So I want them trustees. I want Jason House. I want you guys to be honest about what's really going on with this village. Yeah. And these companies that you guys signed on and allow them to come into the village and do business and have not hired not one resident. They don't even pay taxes. And they gross millions of dollars every year and don't even pay their fair share of taxes into the village. So while all you all running around dancing and shouting and jumping and acting like a bunch of fools, you ain't won no victory. You got rid of Tiffany, but let me tell you something. You got to be careful. Because you so eager to get rid of her, you just shined the spotlight on you, sir. Now let's talk about your corruption and about the stuff that you have done. because your hands are not clean. That day you came up there to Fool for Less, and the way that you looked at me, you showed me who the real true Jason House is. You are not clean as well. It is time to clean the whole house. It's time to get rid of all these folks. They're all corrupt. The whole Southland is corrupt. All these Democrats are corrupt. And I am so glad. I'm not Team Trump because I'm Team Independent. I don't pick any team. But I am glad that in this day, in this season, and in this hour, that he is exposing the corruption. I sat down and looked at the amount of money that comes through Dolton and that goes out of Dolton. It is ridiculous. And if you guys knew the truth, you would stop with the dancing and shouting and clapping. This is the problem with our people who perish for a lack of knowledge. You guys put people in office off of personality. Oh, we thought Tiffany was so great. Well, now you all are doing the same thing. Jason, he's so mild-mannered. He's such a calm guy. Mild-mannered don't build a community. Mild-mannered and being nice doesn't build a community. I want you guys to know and understand, this dude has been a trustee forever. What is he going to do as a mayor that he couldn't do as a trustee? What have they brought to the village? Being in those trustee seats, and now that you want a mayor seat, what are you getting ready to do different? I've been here for 17 years, and I have not seen anything that you have produced. It is time for the people to wake up. Black people, wake up. White people, Hispanic people, wake up and stop buying into the hokey doke. The Democrats have been robbing you guys blind for years. It's just modern day slavery. What do you think Section 8 is? What do you think public aid is? To keep you guys on these programs, to keep you needing them so they will constantly have your vote. A lot of these pastors, let me get on a lot of you all, because a lot of you all are crooked as hell too. You let J.B. Pritzker pimp you guys out, and you pimp your congregation out to keep the vote for him. Let's talk about the real truth. A lot of these folks, I'm going to say it until the day I cannot say it no longer. They are crooked. And it's time for them to go. It's time for a change. Stop doing the same old stuff and then expecting new results. Stop recycling the same old people and then you expect a new result. It's stupid. It's ignorant. It's backwards. In order to get something that you've never had before, you're going to have to do something that you've never done before. You know, the world is forever evolving. Change is always good. But you guys keep recycling the same old people. Go on and put Jason House in office. Go on and make him the mayor. And then when a lot of you all stand to lose your house, then guess what? Remember, you put House in, and now that you've lost your house. Because as sure as my name is what it is, a lot of you middle-class working people that foot the bill for America, they're always talking about the seniors and the children. Well, I stand and fight for the middleman, for the man that works every day, go on his job, produce 8, 9, 10 hours, and then at the end of the day, taxes are taken out. You paying into systems that you will never even enjoy. So we got to wake up, America. It's time to wake up. It's time to get rid of all of this corruption. All of these ninjas are corrupt. I said it and I'll say it again. And if you put them in front of my face, I don't have a problem with saying it. They're corrupt. So Dolton, you have not gotten a victory. You just got rid of Tiffany, but you left Lucifer in. You left Satan in. You get rid of one part of the cancer, but you leave a portion of the cancer in so it can continue to grow. It is time to clean the whole house. Get rid of these people. It is a shame that you guys keep recycling the same old politicians. Y'all are some of the most unlearned, uninformed people ever. You listen to all this YouTube narrative and all this crazy stuff.
Not YouTube narrative.
Know people for yourselves. Get to check out their real character. Most of you all don't even know Jason House. You just going off what the YouTubers are feeding you. Money well spent. Yeah, they paid them. Money well spent. They paid them to paint the narrative.
Oh, let me stop right there. Let me just be clear. I didn't get a goddamn thing from any goddamn body. I'm just trying to put it out there. I didn't get 2 cents from Jason. But y'all know me. Listen, I didn't know shit about this goddamn story. I refused to follow the story because it wasn't about a crime or some civil lawsuit. It was just gossipy. So I kind of ignored it. right? And as I went forward with the story, you guys are filling me in. Is Strom losing her mind or his mind that I'm not listening? You know, right? So just to be clear, I don't endorse Tiffany. I don't endorse Jay. I don't endorse this lady. Just to be clear. All right, let's get back to it.
And a lot of you all went right along with it, not researching, not figuring this stuff out for yourself. As I said in that meeting, stop just going along with the narrative of things. And you have to be careful. You annihilated one person, but guess what you just did? You just left the door open for now the covers to be pulled off of you, sir. Because you're not clean either. You ain't clean. I don't care how you try to come off all silent and modest. The devil is a lie. You just as crooked as the one that you just got rid of. Now it's time to get all of the cancer out. Why leave it in so it can grow? Exactly. So I just wanted to come share that. Now for all you YouTubers that's lurking, put that in your pocket and eat on it, okay? You know who I'm talking about. Now I ain't gonna go there, but I can go there, but I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that with you. It is ridiculous. It's time to clean the whole house. People work too hard for their houses. People work too hard for what they get. To let these politicians just sit up and make a decision over your life. They're hollering, well, we want the good residents to get involved. Well, God damn it, I am involved. I'm running for mayor. Guess what? I'm running to make a true change. I ain't got no hidden agenda. I ain't got no unnecessary promises and all this stuff. I ain't promising nobody nothing. Only thing I promise is to do a good job and to clean the whole house, to get rid of all of this corruption. So I'm ready for the fight. Bring it on. It is what it is. But we got to do better, people. We got to do better. These Democrats is running you all into the ground, and you all keep voting and putting them in. Look at the mayor in Riverdale. He has an actual indictment waiting to be sentenced. And these ignorant folks put him right back in office. And talk about, oh, we want to change. We as Black people are so gullible because somebody come bring you a turkey or a loaf of bread. You think that is community service. Well, they bringing you stuff that your taxes have already paid for. Like, make it make sense. When I sat down and looked at the thing with the taxes, the amount of money that us taxpayers are paying out, a lot of these positions, I don't even think people are actually even feel these positions. But when you look at that tax bill and you look at the amount of money that's going out, I don't even have kids in the school system. Why am I paying taxes for Riverdale schools? I live in Dolton. Why? But this is the way they have this stuff set up. And then you get a tax bill, $5,000 and $6,000. The average person cannot afford that. When your mortgage then jumped from $1,500 to $2,500, that's a lot of money. And then you are constantly getting these phone calls from these investors because it's a land grab. They say, you know what? The investors like, all right, let them ignorant bammers, let them continue to do what they do. They're going to price themselves right out of their home, and we're going to come and grab them up. And then we're going to make it so impossible that the average Black person, the average brown person will never be able to afford a house. We're going to keep them paying rent. We're going to keep them in poverty because the Democrats, this is what they're all about. Long as we keep you guys needing us, then you keep us in the seat, and we keep living off of your tax dollars. You guys are so unlearned. This is the season. Why do you think God is allowing all this stuff to be exposed? He didn't just come to expose Tiffany. He came to expose all of them. It's time for all of them to be exposed. Crooked politicians, crooked pastors, all of them. It's time for all of them to be exposed. Because whether you know it or not, a lot of you pastors play politics over you all. Sit you all in them congregations, keep all these politicians up in a pulpit, because guess what? They get kickbacks. They get grants. They get money from them. And you all just jump and shout and clap and go vote for them, but you don't do your research, and it's just to keep you in bondage. They're getting rich, but you still struggling. You still can barely make ends meet. You barely can pay your rent. You barely can keep gas in your car, but you keep voting for them. Well, I come to let you know, the village of Dolton, you do have an option. And for the little newscaster, Regina Walnut, let me pronounce your name wrong, to act like you don't know what my name is. I get it, you Team House. But if you're going to be a professional, sister, be a professional. Get my name right. Don't throw a narrative out there like, oh, I forgot what her name is. The devil is a lie. Get my name right. It's Cassandra Hobson Jordan. And yes, I am running for mayor. And I encourage the people in the village of Dolton, vote correctly. You have an option. Stop giving over your lives to these crooked politicians. They don't care nothing about all of you all. And I was so glad when the feds come in. And for the record, Tiffany ain't the only one that was under investigation. All of them are. If you think that the feds just gonna come in and investigate one person, all of them are under investigation. But this is why they want to paint the picture that it's all her, so it can keep the heat off of them. All of them are crooked. In that Dolton Township, all the way back down to Dolton, Calumet City, Riverdale, all these suburbs, they're crooked as hell. And all they do is sit up and enjoy the good life off of your taxpayer dollars, because a lot of these lazy ninjas don't want to take they out there and go to work and get a job and pay into a system that they clearly enjoy. I bet you their house taxes ain't going up. I bet you they rigged the system where they didn't get those high tax bills, but you did. Make me believe that they didn't. Most of them that's on that ballot, they don't even live in Dolton, but they got them addresses, but they sitting on them boards getting those checks. Where do you go in America that you don't show up for a meeting, but you still get a paycheck? See, this is why they don't want a person like me to get the seat, because I come in with order. I come in with correction, because this is the problem. We are all out of order. We don't do things correct. We keep doing things up under the table. We keep making deals up under the tables. We keep giving bids out to families and friends, and then they give you kickback on money. A lot of these lawsuits, ask them how much kickbacks are they getting. How is it that all these people, I'm for the people of the village of Dolton, but you sue in Dolton. You stand to get a check, and how much you gonna kick back to them? How much you kicking back to Mr. House? How much you gonna kick back to them? But y'all, I'm Team House. And y'all come on this internet, you feed into all this foolishness with all these crazy comments. You do all that foolishness. You are just literally coming to covenant with the devil. And you don't even realize what you're doing. You helping them do the stuff by entertaining it. I don't gossip, but you listen and you entertain it and you comment on it and you constantly feed it. You all help put that stuff out there. And this is what I'm saying to you all. Have a mindset of your own. Stop letting people create the narrative for you. Stop letting people feed you information and then you don't do your research and then you just take that stuff and run with it. If I am a person that can come up and look at them and say, nah, she can do all that stuff by herself, you can't convince me. Why can't you do that? None of y'all have a spirit of discernment, and most of you all that's attached, supposed to be saved, filled, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and you mean to tell me you don't have a spirit of discernment? You can't see what's going on? It ain't about them bettering your life. It's not about them building a community. It's about them fattening their pockets because they're greedy. The love of money is the root to all evil. And some of these folks will sell their kids. They will sell their mama $4 for those kickbacks. If they were so clean, why do you think when I got in the beginning of this race, businesses start emailing me? People start emailing me. Drop out of the race. Endorse Jason House. We'll make you mayor in 2029. So if you so clean, why is people reaching out to me for that? What deals have you made with people? What promises have you made? Because the promises ain't about the people in the community, because you don't even have a real plan. Folks are like, well, you don't have a plan. Oh, I have a plan, but I will not reveal my plan to the fullest so you can take it and run with it. I want to hear your plan since you are the black great hope that's riding in on the horse that's going to save the day. What are your plans to get the village out of $110 million deficit? Because that's what the village is in debt with.
Yeah. Let me stop right there. Is that true? Is the village, if the village, are they really under $110 million deficit? Is that true? I didn't know that. $110 million deficit? I thought it was just maybe a few million dollars, like maybe 5, perhaps maybe 10. 110? Let's continue.
Y'all say Tiffany made 9 to 10 million. It's a lie. Lori Lightfoot knew better than that as well. Yeah. And that amount of money they paid her, y'all really want to know the real amount of money that she got paid? It will knock your socks off. It wasn't just $40,000. Yeah. But your taxpayer dollars paid her to come in there and spew that bullshit. Yes, I said it because I'm pissed off. She know what the village is really in debt for. And it ain't just $9 or $10 million. This village has been in debt even when Riley was in there. He did not leave a surplus. He left a deficit. And they just keep kicking the can down the road. Constantly kicking the can. Just keep passing the debt on and on. It's time for new leadership, people. It's time to do better. If you guys want to grow, if you want to see a good community, I plead with you. Vote Cassandra House in Jordan. Like as I said, I don't have a hidden motive. I ain't on nobody's team. I'm on team Cassandra. I'm on team what's right. I'm on team building the people. I'm in this fight. I have investment. I'd be damned if I work hard to pay off a house, to leave behind generational wealth for my kids. And then we got a bunch of idiots sitting in office because their love of money and their greed for it causes somebody like me to have worked hard all my life to lose everything that I have. The devil is a lie. That's why I'm in this fight. We're going to clean this village up. And you can run and tell that. I said it. And before I take anything away from it, I'll add to it. Jason House is not the mayor. He just superseded in the race. April the 1st, it's time to vote the right way. And let's get these people out. As I told them, your slogan is perfect. But it's time to clean the whole house. It's time to get rid of all the corruption. Now, y'all take that and run with it. Send that to your favorite YouTuber. Be blessed.
Well, you heard it. $110 million. You heard it. So, with that said, she released that video yesterday, which was Friday. I just find it really, really, really ironic, right? That I saw that. I didn't watch it through and through because I want to have like an authentic response to it. I kind of don't want to. I want to move away from the scripts. I want to have an authentic response. So I didn't watch the whole thing. So I wasn't aware of this 110 million. I will have to fact check that. You guys know better about this case, the story, what's been happening more than I do. So I'm sure you guys could confirm that or deny it. Either way, but I'll look into that later. But it was really interesting, right? That I was looking her up. I'm like, well, who the fuck is this? I remember covering her because I know Boots did that bullshit to try to get her off the race. You know, way back when he filed that petition because he didn't have a full slate. I forgot about her. I completely forgot about her, right? But then I was like, well, hold it. The only thing that happened on Tuesday was the primary. That's not the general. You know, because you also have a Republic ticket, you have an independent ticket, and other parties that's running. Now, I don't even know who the other people were. So I was looking at it up. I'm like, well, who the fuck is going against Jason House? It's not like he became a mayor. He just beat Tiffany Henyard from the primaries. And I came across her, and then I came across that video, and I was like, oh, all right, she's saying some stuff. And then today, as I'm minding my own business, I'm eating my stuff at these little restaurants that they got out here. I came across this, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? What kind of controversy did I come across? So here go so this lady, Nakia Elena, she was on a Dolton's actual Facebook group chat, and this is what she had to say about Cassandra. Cassandra Hobson Jordan, please step up to the podium. How did you and your husband, Jim Jordan or Jimmy L. Jordan, manage to suddenly pay off your mortgage at 14330 Isleside Avenue in December 23rd, only to then purchase 14340 Isleside Avenue in January 24th for just $10? At least that's what the deeds show, conveniently hiding specific details. Fast forward, And now you're running for mayor, only for Tiffany and her crew to challenge your place on the ballot. Then mysteriously drop the objection. It's all smoke and mirrors. Something doesn't add up. I believe she's in bed with Tiffany. Dolton, we need transparency. What's really going on? Now she posted some details, right? She put some stuff up. This is I didn't get a chance to look this up to confirm it, but so this is the deed that she bought. It was $120,000. Apparently, I guess she's saying this was paid off, right? I guess. Let's go to another one. Let me see. Then you have this for $77,000 that essentially is paid off, according to her, and now you have this. Right? So is this the deed? Let me see. An official copy, satisfaction of mortgage. So this is what they're saying, that she paid off this $200,000 home. Is it so this is 1433. Let me see. So this is almost an $80,000 home. She's saying that she paid off, right? So she's saying that this Cassandra lady somehow miraculously was able to pay off this $80,000 home. And then she got this mortgage. This is probably a quick claim. Let me see. Recorded stamp. Jimmy. Interested. This is a quick claim. Property sold as is. All right, so this person, whomever this is, should have educated herself on real estate, on real property law. Because I thought this was something. But it's not. So essentially what happened here, so a lot of people don't really understand when you convey your property, you can convey it in a multitude of ways. You can convey it with a general warranty deed, a special warranty deed, or a quick claim. General warranty deed comes with all the warranties and all this other stuff. Meaning you are the owner of the property. So it's the sizing, you are the conveyor, meaning you have the right to sell it. Right. You also warranting that there's no encumbrances on it. You also warranting that, meaning it's marketable, it's a marketable title. You also warranting that in the event something that's beyond your scope or their scope that should have been corrected, you will correct it. You're giving all of these general warranty. That's what general warranty means. Then you have a special warranty. So it comes with all of the warranties that general warranty comes with, which is essentially like 6 items, and any particular circumstance that you and a buyer agrees to. And then you have the quick claim deed. Quick claim deeds are deeds that as is. It's almost like going to an auction and buying a car, right? It's whatever the fuck it is. If it's no engine, well, it has to have an engine. But if it's like, a bad car, so to speak, you bought it, right? It's as is. There's no warranty, no nothing that comes with it. And when you do an as-is deal, you can convey that property for $10, right? And even if it's a general warranty, you can convey the property for $10. You're just not what they would consider a bona fide buyer, a bona fide purchaser, excuse me. Bona fide purchaser is paying for the home of its fair market value, right? Somebody that's a non-bona fide purchaser, like say, for example, you have a house and you want to convey it to your son or your daughter or somebody that you know, or perhaps you got some deal going on, you conveying it, you put up a product because it has to be for a price. You could gift it to somebody as well, but it would make more sense to just convey it because you can quick claim it, quick deed it, and convey it for a small nominal price, and now you have ownership. So I hear what she's saying. I hear what she's going at with respect to the idea that perhaps maybe Cassandra has done some stuff that she shouldn't have done, and she's come across some monies illicitly, so to speak. But just looking at that from the face, when you look at a mortgage as is, that's a quick claim deed, which could mean a multitude of things. It could have just simply been that she came across this property and it was in disarray or what have you, and the owner sold it to her. It's different from short sale. Short sale is you're losing a property. You're about to go into foreclosure. So in exchange from foreclosing a home and losing it, losing equity, losing everything, you're short selling somebody. It's grossly different than just a quick claim deed. Like, this is not a law school show. This is not a lawyer show. It's about a law school in particular. So I didn't mean to nerd out with you or you all about real property, but I think this lady should have done a little bit of research before putting that out there. Just looking at on her face. Now, I'm not saying she hasn't done the research, but I'm just saying, looking at all of that on its face, it doesn't appear as so. So let me see if there's any going back to what she's saying. She's looking at the property. She's saying, why was there no public record on the sale of the car wash? Oh, look at this. Now, this is interesting. Why was there no public sale of the car wash at 132 Sibley Boulevard to Kamal? However, court documents reveal that Kamal was named in the mechanics lien for $176,000 filed by AAA Group contractors for contractual work on the property. The property was transferred via, so it's quitclaim deed, to Ahmed Alkalina, and who had an oral agreement with the contractors to build a car wash. Additionally, there was a separate agreement for Kamal to operate the car wash, leading to his inclusion in the lien. Yeah, I would need more information. I don't want to just provide. I don't want to just. She's putting receipts up. So this is the shit I'm talking about. I can't run for no damn nothing. The shit y'all come up with, all these light-skinned women that I didn't fucked off, that I done pissed off. All these ladies I done pissed off. Hell no. Besides, I'm a virgin, so I'm a virgin. But listen, man, that's my take on it. So what do we have here? We have Tiffany Henyard, who lost. She started the election day in a rap video and ended. And what's so crazy? Looking at that video when she was in that park, it almost looked like a gang member watching cars, seeing the cars come by, won't shoot at her. But whatever. So it started with Tiffany Henyard on her little rap video. Then it ended with her in some secluded park talking about come and vote. And then she just lost in horrific fashion. And then it transferred into the idea of the federal investigation, which subsequently led to a subpoena that listed, among others, Kamal Woods. And then Kamal Woods filing his own lawsuit naming Jedediah Brown, Lavelle Wedwood, and a few other administrators of the town of Dolton, as well as Thornton. And then comes to the general election as to who's in the ticket now, who's on this ticket. Who's going to win the ticket? Is it going to be Cassandra Jordan, as you just heard her go into this 30-minute spew of it's all a conspiracy, they're all out to get us, we need to just get rid of them? Or Jason House, who's saying we're going to do a clean house in 2025. Who y'all think is going to win is the question. Who do y'all think is going to win is the question. I put the link in the chat. If you want to pull up, you can pull up and we can talk about it a bit before I shut this motherfucker down. I don't know what the likes is like. It's 100. Oh, that's okay. I agree with that. What's that, 121 or 130? I can't see them. I don't have my glasses on. Oh, 134. Okay. Likes is liking. I appreciate that. It's like 140 some people. It's 134 people in it. So it's 134 people watching at this very single moment. I had 134 likes. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. El Cis said the person with the most votes will win. 100% true. That's typically how it is. I haven't seen you in a little minute too. What's up? What's happening? You said Jason's gonna win Jalicia? Okay. I don't know. This lady Cassandra, she has to do something. Like Jason has a lot of attention, particularly because of his actual interaction, being in the trenches with Tiffany Henyard, whether it's positive or negative. So I think this lady Cassandra, it appears that she has a bad rep with them citizens. I think she need to really get herself in. Remember, April 1st is right around the corner, right? Don't do a Tiffany Henyard and wait till the last minute and pop up with some rap video. And I don't think the browbeating of, they all correct. I don't think that's positive either. I don't think that's something that's going to put forth your image as somebody that should be taken serious as a candidate. I think you should pound the pavement hard, explain to the residents as to why you should win, right? Move away from the idea of Tiffany being whatever or Jason House being or whatever, right? And be more inclined to speak about what it is that you could provide the purported constituents. Like, if I'm voting for somebody, I don't really give a shit about how you feel about your opponents. I care about what you're going to offer me. That's what I care about. Remember, we're far removed from the JFK era of don't ask what I can do for you, you do for you. We're far removed from that. I need to know what you're going to do for me, baby. You going to make it clap? I'm just saying. Like, you're going to make it clap. For real. You're going to make it clap. But yes, if you're going to make it clap, I'm voting. Without question. Now, but all jokes aside, like, I need you to, you need to show me what you're going to do. How you're going to benefit me, the community, my progeny, my family. Like what is it? Are you going to create more infrastructure for parks, police? Are you going to make this place safe? I understand the crime rate in Dolton is not the highest, but is relatively high, right? In comparison to Chicago is no comparison, but still, I need to know what it is you're going to do, right? I don't really care about how you feel about Tiffany. Tiffany's old news now. Nor do I care about whatever conspiracies that you're talking about with Jason House if you're not producing it, right? It's one thing to say that they're all in cahoots. It's another thing to, they're in cahoots. Look, right? If she said they had this secret meeting at the village, produce the video of it. And then call for them to respond what the fuck this meeting is about. Why wasn't this documented? Because if you're going to go that route, of saying what these people should and shouldn't do, go all the way with it, right? If your campaign is about these people are bad for us, show us why. Don't just say it. Otherwise, fuck these people. This is what I'm going to do. This is what they didn't do. This is what I bring. This is the $110 million deficit. This is how I plan on bringing us out of the deficit. This is my team. This is where they specialize. This is what their specialty is. This is their pros and cons. This is their strengths. We have an example of what we did with this project or with that project. That's what I would do. So it's either you're going to speak about your plan or you're going to expose people for what you say they are. It's either or. They're not mutually exclusive. Or they can be. You can expose everybody as well as put your plan out. But I would prefer the latter as opposed to exposure. Right? Shout out to Alice. Thanks for always your I thank you. I appreciate 10 months. 10 months supporting you, Mr. CKB. I appreciate you, baby. Definitely appreciate you. So that's my take, man. I'm Mr. CKB. This is not a lawyer show. This is the show about a lawyer, a particular one with for more than a decade. I've been in this thing we call a legal business. I want to give a special shout out to Star Wars for renewing his membership. And he said, had to renew my membership. Couldn't let my boy do this alone. What's good, fan? And don't forget to like the stream. I'm 100% appreciate you. I also want to give another special shout out for Alice for being a member for 10 solid months. 10 solid months. Thanks for always your commentary. I wholeheartedly appreciate that. Look, when it comes to criminal laws, not much I haven't seen. I've been prosecuted, and I've also been on the side defending against the prosecution. Make sure you like, comment, share. And until next time, I'm Mr. CKB, and I'm out. This is not a law student show. Don't judge me.